You are live on the Archie Luxury program. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. Guys, this is the Archie Luxury channel, and we are live. And guys, we're going to have a good show today. Good show. We love you so much. And I got to tell you guys, seriously, fuck me dead. Fuck me dead. Fuck me dead. Fuck me dead, guys. I went to the undertaker in the morning. Service has been booked. Fuck me dead. I turned down the upsells. Do we want the gold-plated handles, or do you want the standard nickel ones? Fuck me dead. So I survived that. Actually, the funeral director was actually it's a lady. She's actually pretty good. It was pretty good. Local company. My son he had a tattoo. My son had a tattoo on his leg. 4074. That's the postcode to the area I live in. 4074. So I decided, look, I want to keep it within 4074. So the funeral director, Silver Dove Funerals. They gave me a pen as well there. Silver Dove Funerals. They are doing the service. Actually, I took some advice from the undertaker, and I had a choice. I could go with a big American conglomerate, Invocare, or go with a smaller independent. And I decided to go with the smaller. Fuck. Just hang on there. Hello? Hey, not too bad. That's okay. I want to look at cars, but you know, not into the pussy side of things. Cars. I want to look at cars. I want to look at cars. I like looking at cars. Okay. Yeah. Come up. I like to get it when I see it. That'd be fantastic. Come on. Monday service, and then 7:30 on Monday. Right, then up 20 an hour service, an hour, and I'll take to the airport. I'm flying out at night anyhow. But hey, I got to go back to the show. Beautiful. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, Dave. Bye. Hey guys, how are you? How are you going? Hello, Mr. Goldberg. How are you? Mr. Goldberg's frozen. What's happened here? Mr. Goldberg? Mr. Goldberg? Earth to Goldberg. Earth to Goldberg. Hello, Mr. Goldberg. He's frozen. I just had confirmation. My good friend Dave is coming up as a support person for me. That'll be great. That's actually really fucking good. Marky, I can't see you. Can you come on the stream again? I for some reason it's frozen. It's frozen. Please come on the stream again. Come on again. Sorry, Marky. Now let me have a talk here. So basically, guys, let me tell you this. I went to the funeral directors yesterday, all organized. You tell you what, you think living is expensive. You should try dying. Far out. But I got to tell you, it's okay. It's okay because some generous contributions were made, and I really do appreciate that. The next thing is, let me just tell you this. I went to the morgue in the afternoon. And I got to tell you, that was actually good to go. I'm very pleased to go. Marky's just texting me, please come on the stream. I don't want to make this just a negative show. I want to, well, a sad show. I want to talk some watches, but I just want to clear up the paperwork beforehand. So I went to the morgue and I had a few fights with some people there. I had a bit of an argument with my son's girlfriend, but she's okay. And I also, it's just really, really difficult. But it was nice to see him. I was in the room alone with him. Not scared in the least. It's actually, oh, sorry, Marky Goldberg. How are you, Marky? Marky. Yeah. So I went to the funeral director yesterday.
I'm so sorry.
I wasn't upsold to get gold-plated handles and, the textured coffin or the extra comfy pillow for inside or the...
I'm not so sure comfort really, yeah, not too sure. I personally intend to be burned to a crisp and go with my dogs, but that's just my plan.
Well, it's being cremated, but the way you get them to that place, they've got to be in a box that doesn't leak.
In an urn, like an urn. You don't need a proper pillow. You don't need a pillow.
Actually, I need to talk to Mike about urns, actually. But what I wanted to say to you is, Mark, they're expensive, by the way. Marky, what I wanted to tell you is, I've gone. I don't want to make this a sad show. I just want to get the paperwork done. Let me just tell you what's happening. I have gone to the undertaker in the morning.
Yeah.
And my son he had a tattoo, 4074. That's like our zip code. We call it in Australia a postcode. So I decided to pick the undertaker whose business is in that area, just as a, because my son liked 4074. He had a tattoo, for fuck's sake, 4074 on his leg. So it's part of his tribe, his hood, his neighborhood. So he said, look, let's just go with the undertaker in that neighborhood. His funeral is going to be 10th of June at 10:30, Centenary Gardens. And what I'm going to be doing is, Marky, is broadcasting it live on my...
Yes, I was going to ask if you're going to live stream it.
Of course, why not? Well, I'm not actually, it's a service. I'm not holding the camera in that, but it is going to be...
Yes, but can it be simulcast on the ArchieLuxury live stream?
Yes.
Because you don't want to send people to the funeral home website and let them get all the views. It's crazy.
No. We're going to be... I got Tan organizing that for the super chats at the time as well.
Of course you do.
Do you think... I want to ask you something. I want your advice because you're a father.
Do
you think I should should I say something at the service? Yes or no?
Yeah, of course. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. But yeah, of course. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. And I know, Archie, Paul, let me call you Paul for a moment. And I know you're toughing your way through. You're Archieing your way through. But underneath Archie is Paul, and it's going to be the most fucked up thing you've ever had to do in your life. But you get up there, and if you can't do it without crying, then you do it while you're crying. But yeah, that's what you do. You get up there and say some kind words. That's what you do. That's my thinking. And nobody who hasn't been through what you've been through knows what you're going through. They may think they do, but they don't. And therefore, nobody's fit to judge you. Nobody wants to walk in your shoes. Nobody. But here we are. So I think you do what feels right. But in my personal opinion, I think you'll feel a lot better looking back on it if you get up there and show your vulnerable side and talk about your boy, talk about Anthony. That's my opinion. That's what I think you should do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But don't bring Archie with you. Just take Paul. Leave Archie at home.
No.
How's Alex and their mom?
They're fucked.
Yeah, of course.
So we've organized the service. It's going to be streamed.
Yeah,
good. Just out of interest, the service is got the funeral director fees with flowers. So basically, it's a service with a cremation with flowers. Mr. Goldberg, 8,000 Aussie dollars.
Yeah, sorry, my wife is fucked. I can't help it. I don't know what's up.
It's okay. $8,000. And actually, just try turning your camera off because that'll give you more bandwidth for voice, Marky. Yeah, is that better now?
Cool.
Because it gives you better bandwidth for voice.
Yeah, it is.
$8,000.
You know what? It's
8,000.
I don't know why. Yep.
$8,000. Then we're going to have a little wake at the local tavern. The tavern. We're going to put down a $500 float. Some friends there, and that's it. And I got to tell you, Marky, yeah. I went to the morgue yesterday. I saw him. It was actually quite surreal. No, it was actually very, very good. Okay.
Well, because you hadn't seen him. You had, correct me if I'm wrong, but you hadn't seen him. Is that right? You got the news. Long? I'm just saying, since he passed away.
Oh, yeah, since he died. I have not seen him since he died.
Yeah. So, there is a certain sense of closure, that comes with that. I mean, it's really tragic, as I'm sure you know. Now you know. It's tragic, but there's a certain closure that that reality creates, and I think you'll feel a lot better in the future for having done that. Otherwise, you might have regretted it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, Marky. I tell you, it was it's a tough thing. It's tough.
Of course, it's supposed to be tough. It's unnatural, and it's not supposed to happen. Which is why most people haven't faced that. There's a super chat up for you.
Thank you. We got a super chat. OG baby girl, $2. Archie, any headstone? No, because he's being cremated. So they haven't decided what they want to do with the remains, but I would suggest sprinkled somewhere. We'll work it out. I don't want to say anything in case where we sprinkle, you're not allowed to sprinkle. All the bylaws and rules.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a disagreement with his ex-girlfriend at the morgue yesterday.
What happened?
Oh, they just said a few things, and I don't like to eat bullshit. I'm not eating shit anymore in my life, okay? I'll tell the truth. If I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong, okay? But I'm not going to eat shit sandwiches. I said his lifestyle choices didn't help. And a comment was made to me, and I said, well, I'm the bastard who paid for all his psych bills. I'm the bastard who paid countless bonds when he had to pay bond. I'm the bastard who always sent him money, and his friends forget that. If his friends were true friends, they would grass up the dealer who supplied whatever he took that killed him, because it's manslaughter.
The people that he was hanging out with were sharing the same lifestyle as him. And you're 100% right. But sometimes being right is not a good idea. And that might have been one of those moments. In other words, you were not wrong in what you said, but did she really need to hear it?
No, but they had a go at me.
Well, who had a go at you?
she had a friend. One of his friends was there. He said, "I didn't know he even had a father. I only knew the stepfather."
Yeah, well, you sort of said, I didn't know he had an asshole for a friend, but, you know, here we are.
Yeah, I like to say it a bit more eloquently.
Yeah. Well, you know, that how inappropriate to fuck with you at a moment like that. That's just terrible.
Well, I did say if his friends weren't dogs, they would grass up whoever supplied this.
Yeah, and if his friends weren't dogs, they wouldn't have been sharing.
Sorry,
the
no
life.
sorry, all things taken. Please, no disrespect to dogs, okay? Please, it's a figure of speech. It's a
Yeah,
medieval figure of speech, Marky, because I'm sure the dogs are more loyal than his friends were ever would be.
That's probably true too.
No, it's not probably, it is true, okay? But then the thing is, I went to the morgue, and here we go. OG baby girl, $5. Please save a little bit when you get the ashes. Years from now, your other family members, you may want some. Oh, I don't know. Look,
You
to
know,
be completely honest with you, I think the ashes, I'll just leave it to the ex-wife to have them. Okay? I actually, look, I don't want to get, I leave that to her. Okay? And it is what it is. But a good friend of mine's coming up for the service. We're going to look at another friend's car collection the day before. I think it's good to pack some good stuff into things, you know, Marky.
well,
Cars,
everybody,
that's cars, pussy, and paddocks. Actually, I got to tell you, Marky, this watch is the most significant. When I got the news, I was wearing the Breguet. So I haven't actually taken. That's the watch I've worn ever since that news.
Well, now it's burned into your memory. I mean, listen, this is an awful thing, and I'm not 100% sure there's a right or a wrong way to do it.
Look, to be honest with you, I don't know the drugs. The problem is they've done an autopsy. I haven't had the toxicology report.
That's going to take weeks. That takes a month.
I think it was possibly GBH. It's a party drug, fantasy, liquid fantasy.
You'd have to look. You could die from GBH, but you'd have to take a lot of it. But if he was doing any form of heroin, they're lacing that.
I think he may have had a seizure from the GBH, and because his dog friends weren't there. Sorry, no disrespect to dogs.
Yeah.
Nobody called an ambulance.
There's a new one. Chat on super chat.
Here we go. We got a super chat. But I just want to wrap up and say that's the news there. I want to try and move away from that for today's show. And we got Patel Philippe, $5, cars, pussy, and paddock. Only got one of the three in this photo I sent you on WhatsApp, big boy. Let's have a look. What did he send me? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Yes, I approved the zeal. This is the whole thing, you know. We got Richard Pariff. How are you? Richard the Prophet. How are you?
Hey, Arch. How are you, sir?
Hey, it's tough times, Richard. Very tough indeed.
I saw you were on, so I just wanted to jump on and offer you my condolences, man, because this is...
Hey, thank you so much, man. It's a very difficult thing, but fuck, man, this is life. Life, let me tell you this, life is short, time is precious. Wear Rolex. Okay?
Yeah. I myself went through a similar situation, and I've noticed like some people are giving you crap about that if you want to stream this or stream that. I mean, you know, nobody can know what you're going through unless they've gone through it, and however you deal with your pain is how you deal with it. I mean, you know, if you want to share it with you know, with your friends and you know, members of the community, then that's how you deal with it, man. You know, so nobody can tell you how to deal with something.
Richard, that's 100% right. Listen, this is a very terrible club to join, but Paul, Richard, and myself are members of this club, and let me tell you what. Don't walk in our shoes. Don't even try and think about walking in. Don't even try and think about joining this club. But if you do join this club, what you're going to find out is there's no right way to get through it. You just
Yeah,
get through
exactly.
it. You just try. You just fucking try. It's not easy.
And however, exactly, Mark, and however, you know, you choose to deal with it and cope with it, then that's on you, man. You know, nobody's to tell you, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. You know, how do you know what I mean? Like, who are you to tell me anything? Unless you have your son in a box with you where you travel everywhere you go. Because I travel a lot for work, and I'm carrying around a little fucking box at the airport everywhere I go, and I have to relive it because when you go through the airport with that box, every time it rings the TSA, and you know you got to go through this shit all over again. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you, Arch, you know, F the haters, man. Who cares? You know what they say. Who gives a shit?
No worries there. So look, I don't know what drug people are asking. What drug there? As I said, I'm not a drug person. I don't know that scene, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know, guys. I will let you know. I'll never be scared of the truth. I will tell you. Okay, so let's not speculate.
Just think of it as a disease, you know, because that's what it is. The people who do this, some of them can't
Now let's
stop.
have a look. Patel Philippe, $5. Cars, pussy, and paddock. I only got one of the three in the photo I sent you. Look at this.
Oof.
I like the Lamborghini. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful?
Of course. I'd be scared to drive it.
You reckon?
I bet
Why
that
is
thing,
that?
because I bet it hits like 60 in first gear.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, where does first gear top out? Probably 60.
Yeah, that's a well. It actually it uses a. It's this is not a stick. It's actually it uses like a paddle shift.
Oh,
So it's yeah. But where does first gear top out? That's a good question. We got Apes $2 super sticker. Thank you, Apes, so much for that there. We've got JBJB, £12 super sticker. Thank you so
Arch,
much.
if you post the link to the florist or whatever, I'm pretty sure. Well, myself and some of the guys might, you know, send over a nice bouquet for the service, a wreath or
Hey,
something.
no worries there, Prophet. Thank you. Look, I don't know. Okay, I will. But I mean, look, you know, flowers aren't going to bring him back. You know what I mean? This is the
Yeah,
thing.
no, absolutely.
You know, I mean, look. Maybe if you contributed to the bar tab afterwards, that might be better. Just a PayPal, because he's got a few friends. We're going to the local tavern, and
Sure, I'll send a round of drinks, no problem.
that might be better. That might be better. Because you know he's a you know look it is what it is. It's a shit sandwich. That's for sure.
It's a shit thing.
JB £12. Thank you. Apes £2. Thank you so much. Patel Philippe $5. Profit. The Apex Predator is the Yachtmaster 2 Gold. What nickname will you give the solid gold deep sea? The Loch Ness Monster? Yeah, what name for the solid gold deep sea?
That's a good name, but you know what? I think that watch is going to be a picture taker at the AD. Everybody's going to take pictures with it, but nobody's going to pull the trigger on it. I predict nobody's going to buy that friggin' watch.
Yes. Yeah. You don't think anyone's going to buy it? It's amazing.
I think everybody's going to want to take pictures with it.
It's a Rolex. Now, I got to tell you, I was wearing the Breguet when I got the bad news. I was wearing the Breguet, so I'm kind of attached to the Breguet at the moment. Okay, sorry, Prophet. I apologize. Okay, but
Now, you don't have to apologize to me, Arch. I mean, God bless you and your family. I have to
Yeah,
buy.
no, I understand. That's why I've kind of become attached to this watch. I've become attached to that watch. And we got another super chat. Trading Profits, $2. Thank you so much. Hey, Profit, I want to ask you, in your collecting days there, have you had circumstances that you've thought, fuck, I spent too much money, I got to downsize a bit?
I always say that until the next piece. I always say that until the next piece.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
what do? You buy too much, you flip them, or what? What can you do?
So I just I slow down a little bit, but you know, and then you know, I end up buying another one. So hey, like your buddy says, Mark there, he says it's not a what is it? It's not a hobby, it's a sickness, something like this.
That's right.
Yes.
You know what? We can't help it. We're handicapped. Don't judge us.
Yeah.
We have an illness.
It's hey, you know, do you ever have enough?
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. That is a very, very, very good point. I'm just going to bring this up on the screen now. I'm going
Hey,
to bring this.
other people buy boats and cars and things like that. You know, shoes, fancy shoes.
Hookers.
You know, hookers, gambling.
Cocaine.
Some guys.
I
are
got to
into
tell you,
Cigars.
when I had this collection, Mark, I don't know why I wasn't happy. I had this, and I should have just said, you know what, that's enough. I don't need any more.
Wait, that's what? You should have said
I
that's
should
what?
have said that's enough. I don't
Hold
need
on.
any more.
Whoa. You're using a word I don't understand. That's what?
That's enough.
Oh, you got
Enough
the
watches.
Rolex bluesy there. That's
What
the
is that word
Rolex.
enough? What is that
And we
word
got
mean?
Marcelo joining us on the stream. Hello, Marcelo.
Marcello.
Hey, Archie. Hey, Prophet. Hey, Prophet. When I
Hey,
saw
Marcelo.
when I saw the new deep sea solid gold, I was thinking about you. I thought this is
Yes,
I would
that's
like to
exactly.
see somebody pull the trigger on that. Everybody's going to want to put it on and take pictures, but let me see one person pull the trigger on that. That's my opinion. Hey,
Somebody will, but I don't think they're going to make so many of them. Like there's my AD. I think they've seen like 2 challengers since that thing even came out. So,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Super chat, Trading Profits, £2. Arch, we really love you. Thank you, Trading Profits. That means a lot to me there. We've got
it's on the board.
Patel Philippe, $5. Hello, Josh. Patel Philippe, $5. Profit, what's the most motherfucker watch between these two? White gold Le Mans or the yellow gold Le Mans?
I mean, gold is yellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gold is yellow. You know, gold is yellow.
I mean, if you're in Miami, it's definitely yellow. If you're in New York, white would be a better option.
Come on, Prophet. The yellow gold deep sea is the motherfucker of motherfuckers. Come on.
I mean, it looks amazing on the computer, but it's a solid gold watch with an escape valve. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
And not only that, why does it have a titanium case back? Why?
Nah, and I'm not gonna spend 65 plus for something with titanium and steel on it. It's supposed to be gold.
Yeah, but you need to see it in person. Maybe you're going to change your mind.
Maybe.
How could you not love it? It's a Rolex. You love every Rolex.
Super chat.
Super chat, Little Dave, $2. Marcelo, can you tell us about milk and honey whiskey?
It's still milk and honey. They actually won last year.
I got to tell you guys, it's a tricky thing. And I got to say this to you guys. I actually have given another watch away last night. Okay, Prophet, I want to share a story with you.
Go ahead.
And, you know, yesterday was a hard day. I went to the funeral director, signed the
How old?
contract.
How old was
28. 28.
Wow, 28. A baby. Nothing. He hasn't
Prime of his life, 28.
Baby.
And I also went to the morgue yesterday.
Oh God, that was terrible. Was
No, it wasn't.
mom?
It wasn't.
Was
It
his
was
mom?
fine.
Was his mom
Yes,
there?
and his stepdad, and his brother, and his stepsister, and his ex-girlfriend, and one of his good friends. Let me say this to you. I decided to do something good on the day. I gave one watch to my youngest son. His birthday, he's turning 18 in December, and I thought, fuck this. I'm going to give the gift now.
Good.
Now, the other boy, you remember, I gave him a Grand Seiko for his birthday. And I want to, I'm glad Prophet's here because I want to say something to Prophet. Prophet,
Yes, sir.
I do not believe in giving children a Rolex. No, listen to me. Listen to me.
Hey, I
A
gave my daughter
Rolex
a Rolex.
needs to be
know that.
earned.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
a
right.
Rolex
You're right.
needs to be earned. It's not
You're right.
something. It's not something you just get.
You're right.
I
Archie,
really
you're right.
do believe giving someone a Rolex is one of the worst things you can do because they don't have the opportunity to work hard, save, sacrifice to buy it.
To earn it. You're right,
But-
Archie.
Okay?
You're right.
A Rolex
Archie-
needs to be earned, not given.
You're
Now,
right.
there's a saying, the worst thing in life is there's two injustices in life. The first is not getting everything you want. And the second injustice is getting everything you want. The latter, the last one, is far worse. If you get everything you want, you become a spoiled fuck. Now, I got to
Entitled.
tell you this.
Entitled fuck. You're right.
I got to tell you this. Nobody gave me a Rolex. I put it on fucking Amex. In fact, Prophet, I was so green. I had a green Amex. I didn't realize you had to pay the bastard off at the end of the month.
I know what you mean, Archie.
I thought, what the fuck is this?
I know what you mean.
Because they use terms like country club billings. I'm thinking, what the fuck are these wankers? What?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Archie.
But I got to tell you this. Let me say this to you. I gave him a watch, and out of this box here, I gave him one of them.
Yes, sir.
And I've already said it can't be Rolex. Rolex needs to be earned.
All right, well, can we guess?
Sure.
The Tudor.
Tudor, yes. Tudor.
Which one is the Tudor? The black and red, right?
Yeah, the Black Bay burgundy bezel.
I mean, there's no way. Listen, I know you love your kids, but you were not just throwing a Zenith.
No, the reason is he's into sports. He's very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Tudor it's waterproof. It's rugged. It's simple. It's just a three-hander.
It's a nice looking watch.
And it's a baby
It's a
Rolex.
fucking beautiful watch.
Yeah.
And
It's a baby Rolex.
And it gives him something. It gives him something.
I want to say
work
this.
for.
The guy I bought it from, he happens to be an undertaker as his job.
Oh, wow.
And he said to me, Arch, I still owed him a bit of money. He said he took off $500.
Wow.
So that's out of the equation. It's gone. The Tudor is gone. Okay. Tuna is gone. Okay. So what I wanted to say to you guys is I'm actually streamlining the collection. What I'm thinking is I want to ask Prophet this, right?
Yes, sir.
I was thinking of flicking the Explorer 2 later, keeping the bluesy.
Oh, you got to keep
Paddock.
the That's the friendliest Rolex in the world. You got to keep that.
Yes. Would you, if you had a little bit of credit, you know, a few little debts, would you get rid of the Explorer or just work my fucking ass until it's cleared? Give me some advice. I
The
want some
latter.
advice from the prophet.
The latter. The latter.
Work your fucking ass until it's cleared.
Yeah, or sell around it. Sell around the Explorer. Don't get rid of the Rolex. Sell around them. Anytime you're going to get rid of a Rolex, whether it's given or sold, you end up regretting it. So I don't, anything I have to do, I'll do around the Rolex. But I gave away a couple of pieces, but I don't do that anymore. I work around it.
What did you give away?
Well, I had a Pepsi at the very beginning, in the first 4 months when it was released in 2017, 18, something like that. I gave that to my daughter. She never appreciated it. Scratched up the bed. It was such one of the first ones that it wasn't even red and blue. It was purple and pink. I don't know if guys out there have know about that one. Those were the first ones that were released. The bezel was purple and pink, kind of purplish and pinkish. And now
I'm
that
sorry, I have to go. I see you guys later, guys.
Hey, Marcelo, thank you so much there, Marcelo.
Of course, whatever I can do. Of course.
good luck with that racing Daytona, Marcelo. Beautiful.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
Beautiful piece.
Thank you so much, bro.
If you ever want to get rid of it, you know who to call.
No, right. I will see you in Miami one day, I promise.
Okay. I'm in New York too, Marcelo. I'm in Miami and New York. Today I'm in Miami, but I do New York too.
So you're coming to the New York event, I guess, in October, right?
If I'm in New York, yeah, I'll go. Of course.
Okay. See you there, bro.
Okay, bro. I look forward to it.
All right. Cheers.
Go ahead, Archie.
He's
I'm
a
sorry.
good
What
guy.
you said?
He's a great guy. He's a great guy, Marcelo. So, Prophet, do you have any non-Rolex?
No. I have one Casio, which was the watch I had when I was on the truck, and I never got rid of that. But I just keep it,
You're on the
of
truck.
course.
What do you mean on the truck? I don't understand. What do you mean on the truck?
When I was working for the city. I used to work for the city years ago.
What did you do in the city?
I worked for the fire department.
Oh, you're a fiery. Fuck. Amazing stuff. I didn't know that. That's incredible, Prophet.
Yes, sir. No, I was a medic in the fire department. A medic.
Wow. That's amazing.
I shared that here first time. No one in the community knows that, but I shared it on the Pantera show.
The first responder.
Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
actually, I have first responders I have met in New York. They gave me some stuff. Actually, I gave a lot of it to my son. He loves that sort of New York memorabilia and that.
Yeah.
And
I did that in the Navy too. So when I came out, I just transitioned, into that career.
That's amazing. So tell me this: how many watches do you have now?
16.
16. How do you feel about that number?
I would like to get it to 18 because 8 is my number. So, or 17 because 7 and 1 is 8. But I can't keep it at 16. So I either have to buy 2 more or I have to get 1 more.
Richard, a quick question. What kind of bullshit math do you have to do to get it up to 21?
That's a lot of watches, man. 21 watches is a
lot. But you know what? It's not crazy. Look, you're almost there.
It's not. Why? You have 21 watches, Mark?
No. I have 11 Rolexes and probably about 65 watches total, but only 11 Rolex. But I have a Rolex to shitter ratio of about 6 to 1. Like for every Rolex I can own, some 6 shitters.
Yeah, but maybe they have sentimental value.
That's my fucked up math. we all do it. We all do it in different ways, but
we got to make it work, Marky. We got to make it work.
You know what? Women have shoes and purses. What do we got? Watches. That's it.
That's it.
Although, Richard, you are in Miami, so there's a strong possibility that you have a big Cuban necklace and pinky ring
I
collection.
do have a Cuban necklace. Yes, I do.
There we go. That's my man right there. Órale, cabrón.
But that I just bought recently because
Because you're in Miami, you couldn't help it.
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So
But
I
you know,
just
you
felt
work.
like
That one is no more than a quarter kilo. I'm sure you're working your way up.
no, this is it's about I think it's 240 grams, some shit like that.
Gold is expensive, guys.
Yeah, gold is it broke an all-time high. It surpassed $2,400. Let me show you something. I was telling people to start buying this. I'm gonna still preach it. You see this? It's an ounce of gold. I started telling people to buy it when it was $1,300. People say, "Oh, it's not gonna pass $1,300." It just pushed over $2,400.
Wow. I remember gold at $800.
Wow. I don't remember that. So
I gotta tell you guys, the problem with Rolex is that it is very expensive, and you wouldn't believe this, Prophet.
is it really though? Arch, is it really though? Because if you look at it as cost per wear, right? Like let's say you take a stainless steel, classic base, pound for pound, probably one of the best watches around, right? The Bluesy, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, probably one of the best values in the watch world. Now, you take that and it's what, 15 grand retail, 14, 15, something like this before tax? And
Yes.
okay. Now that watch is going to definitely outlive you. So, and you can take it to a barbecue, you can take it to a wedding. It's super versatile. Now,
The
if
Bluesy is ultimate.
it's
What
the
more
ultimate,
do you want?
right? Now, if you wear that watch every day for the rest of your life, and you do cost per wear, the watch is actually free. It actually subtracts down to zero.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now the
So,
proviso is you can't safe queen it.
no, exactly. You must wear it. If you safe queen it, then you paid for it. But if you wear it, it's actually free.
You're 100% right, Prophet. And I got to tell you, the thing is with these watches, I'm actually thinking, do I keep? I'll be honest with you. I want to reduce some. I want to reduce some of my expenditure. Okay.
Sell around the Rolex. Every time you have sold a Rolex, Arch, you have regretted it. Sell around the Rolex. I promise you. You won't miss them. The other ones, you won't miss them. The Rolex, you will miss.
Yep. I see what you're saying. I get it, Prophet.
Sell around.
I get what you're saying, Prophet. I don't like what you're saying, but I get it, okay?
And then if you ever want a bigger watch, a heavier watch, you can always trade a couple Rolexes for that bigger piece,
Yes. You are 100% right, Prophet. I got to tell you, I want to show you what I'm actually thinking of doing with the collection. I tell you honestly, I sold the Reverso, Mark. You never liked them Reverso, did you, Mark? Marky? Marky, you there? I sold the Reverso. That's gone. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to get the Speedy back. And I'm just going to bring up a picture for you guys on the screen here. We'll get a picture. So the cornerstone of the collection, Prophet, is that Bluesy. I love my Bluesy.
Of course.
And that's the cornerstone of the collection.
I
That
would
is the
love to see you with one of these again, Arch. I would love to see you with one of these again.
a solid gold submariner. And you went
Don't
for
you?
the black. I love the black. The black
Yeah,
is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
because I have the bluesy as well, so it would have been redundant to get it in blue.
Yes, 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 yes. So I got to tell you guys, this is the collection. 2 centerpiece, the Paddock and the Bluesy. Then I want 2 gold chronographs, the Breguet, the JLC, and 2 steel chronographs, the JLC and the Speedy. I think that's going to be my 6-piece for a while, Mark. What do you think?
I would get out of those JLCs and the Speedy and get a solid gold landlord sub.
Yeah, those, I got to tell you something. Non-Rolex is very hard to sell. The reason I bought them was because they were cheap.
Right.
But that also means...
But let me ask you a question, Arch. When you wear them, do you feel cheap?
No, they actually feel great. They feel great. It's the best way I can say it is you're a Mercedes man, aren't you?
Well, I used to be. I have a Range Rover now, but yeah, I used to be.
Oh, fuck. What made you go on the dark side there?
I wanted to change. I've been driving Mercedes forever. So
Breguet is like Maserati. It's more exclusive, but it depreciates like fuck.
Maserati's a lemon, Arch. Be careful. Be careful.
Have you seen the styling on a Maserati or not?
I mean, it's pretty aesthetically, but it's a lemon. Anybody that has a Maserati wants to get out of it.
It's a bit like a Range Rover. They are problematic. You know what I mean? Like they're expensive to service.
It's junk, to be honest. You know, I don't want to say that. I mean, the ride is smooth and it's comfortable as hell, but it's always in the shop. That's a true story.
You know, I got to tell you, I mean, Rolex is like Mercedes, but isn't it? It's kind of, you know, Rolex is blue chip.
Definitely blue chip. Definitely. Definitely blue chip. I would actually, yeah, definitely blue chip. Rolex, as long as you like service it every once and again, it will definitely outlive you. And it's tough as hell. It's waterproof. It's noticeable, and it just remember, this is what I try to tell people. Like, I got a buddy that wears a stupid Apple watch, and he's like, "Oh, you paid all this money for these watches, but I paid a couple $100 for my watch, and it tells the same time." But here's the thing: when you wear this watch, you don't wear it to tell the time. Because I rotate my watches, a lot of times my date is wrong, my time is wrong, or whatever. I don't wear the watch to tell time. I wear the watch to tell you that my time is expensive. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I get it. Now I got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. Profit. Should Archie get out of the timeshare watch? That's the bluesy 2-tone, and get into the landlord watch. Now, you think a landlord watch is any Submariner. Is that correct? Tell me what you think.
Yes, because that was my first experience with it when I was a young boy, and we had a landlord, and he always had on which I got to know now was a Submariner. So to me, in my mind, I always linked the Submariner with the landlord watch: gold, steel, 2-tone, whatever it is.
I see. So how did you find? So the landlord himself. How did you find it? Did you?
When I get evicted, and he came around, because back then, when you get evicted, the landlord would come with the sheriff, whatever, and they would put all your stuff out on the street. They don't do that anymore in New York City. That's illegal now. But before, they would put it all in the street. And I remember always looking for the watch. And the day we were getting evicted,
Why were your parents being evicted? Because you're a fucking landlord now, and you say the first rule of renting is pay your rent.
Pay your rent. Pay your rent. Or
pay your rent. Why were you being evicted? We got Andacone Mocha. Hello, Ando Maker.
Archie, I just jumped on to say you got to stop worrying. You got to stop worrying about the resale value of your watches. If they're worth nothing, they're worth nothing. But if they look good on your wrist, they look effing good on your wrist, mate. I don't care if the Brigade's crashed. I don't care that the JLC's not easy to resell. Do they look plush on the wrist, mate?
They look amazing. They look amazing.
They look gorgeous, mate. They look gorgeous.
Because I'm a fat fuck, and they're big fat fuck type watches.
And that's why we buy big fat fuck type watches, because we can say we're big fat fucks, but we're still cooler than you, because look at my fucking wrist, bitch.
Hey, I'm a fat fuck too. I'm in the club. I'm in the fat fuck club.
Exactly. And that's why you've got a beautiful all gold sub, because you're like, I may be fat, but you don't have this fat watch on your wrist, do you? You poor bitch. So that's why you wear it.
I'm fat, but I'm rich too. So.
That's exactly it.
So if you should collect watches that you like, not watches that are going to make you money, because if you're going to try and make money off watches, you're going to lose money unless you're a professional dealer.
Yeah, but in my case, Rolex is I love Rolex. I don't like them. I love them. So in my case, Rolex is the only brand. I can appreciate another brand. Like, oh, yeah, that looks cool, but for me, it's just Rolex because of what it represents for me, I have a long history with Rolex.
Well, they're fantastic watches. You can't go wrong with them.
I got to tell you, Patel, to be honest with you, I really love my two-tone bluesy. That watch.
Oh, that's a fantastic one.
I really, really do love it. I got another super chat, ABC, £2. Why do square numbers have odd number of factors? No idea. That's a good mathematics question.
Not sure on that one either, brother. I was terrible.
We got Bugsy Malone, £5. I'm watching 26 minutes behind. Mark Goldberg, what's the most that's the most sincere, genuine, and kind advice you have given Paul. You're a good friend to him. Thank you, Bugsy Malone. And we got Mobster has purchased 10 memberships. Mobster's member for 10 months. Prophet ever had to break fingers for unpaid rent? No, Prophet does everything legal by the book.
Yes, yes, legal only. Yes.
But tell me this, Prophet. Why were your parents behind on the rent? Can you please explain why were they behind? Because your first rule is pay the rent, fuckers.
It's a long story, Arch, but just like to quick, some of it is my dad, left the family, and my mom, we were here. She had no job. It was only me and her. I was a little kid, and she didn't even know he was behind on the rent. Long story short, one day we get a knock on the door. That commercial back in the days when the guy said, "Oh, I'm gonna go out for cigarettes," and he never came back. He left the family. That actually happened to me. So we were behind on the rent, that unbeknownst to her, and one day we got put out, and that's how that went.
And what did she do then? What happened then, Prophet? That's a fucking tragedy.
Well, hey, who wants to hear my sob story? But we slept under, we couch surfed for a while. We slept under a stairwell in a building. That shit that molds the man. And here we are today. But my story, like many guys' story, especially Rolex wearers, the self-made man's watch. A lot of us have the same story. Come from very, very humble beginnings, and we were able to change it for our bloodline, because my daughter and my kids now will never.
They don't even appreciate a Pepsi.
No. Yeah, she got it. It's all scratched up. The bezel's dinged up. But hey,
So did you
whatever.
get it fixed, or what do you say to her now?
No, I'm pissed every time I see it. So I don't say, she don't wear it around me because, hey. But hey, anyway, I say that to say this, man. Like, again, the love I have for Rolex, because it's the true. Like you said, you don't get past the road. You have to earn it, especially as a man, as a boy, as a man. You earn it. It's a watch that you earn. And I feel like most Rolex wearers are guys from humble beginnings. And the different Rolex is they have on their wrist, whether it's steel, two-tone, gold, or gold with diamonds, it tells you where they are. They're not looking at the time. You look at your iPhone for the time. But when you see that watch on their wrist, it tells you where they are in that self-made journey.
We got Patel Philippe, $5. This new panelist knows what's up, Arch. He knows the drum. Thank you. This is thank you so much, Patel. We got Strider, member for 5 months. As Oprah says, own everything. Own everything. Let me ask you this, Prophet. Seriously. I got to tell you, Prophet. How many properties do you have now, Prophet?
We have a lot, Arch. Well, we have a few different companies in a few different cities, and I go around from city to city with different projects. But anyway, that's another story for another video, Arch. I just wanted to say, man, that you have you're holding your head up high, and it's really commendable in this terrible time for you and your family, and my heart really goes out to you.
Yes, thank you, Prophet. Thank you so much, Prophet. I really do appreciate your kind words. I've got to tell you, I think, Prophet, I got to tell you something. You know what I'm going to do?
Yes, sir.
I think I might just man up, and I might try and see if I can keep the Explorer too, because it's stupid to sell it. You're right. Don't sell your Rolex.
Yeah, don't sell the Rolex. Maybe what you do is you figure out a nice look at your collection, look at what's out there, and you figure a nice, what precious metal piece will just pull it all together and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my boy. I'm gonna pull all this shit together, sell off what I don't really love, maybe consolidate it into one beautiful precious metal Rolex, just to commemorate the life of your boy, not the passing of your boy, the life of your boy.
Yes. I know exactly what you're saying there.
Yes.
That's a very good thing, Prophet. How many kids do you have yourself?
2. And, 2 girls.
2 girls. As far as, have you given her advice? Look, you need to be careful with your watch. Don't do this. Can you give her advice, or what's the problem there?
Well, that daughter is my eldest daughter. She's about 30. I don't know. She's like 32, 33, something like that. But she's smarter than me. She knows it all. So she doesn't want any advice from me. Everything, she knows more than me about every subject. So, hey, what can you do? Yeah. I have grandkids, so I try not to argue. I just enjoy seeing my grandkids,
Yes. I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
And what does your wife wear Rolex?
Yes. She has a Batgirl, and I just got her. She has a Batgirl, and I just got her a steel and gold, a Datejust with a diamond dial.
What size?
41. Believe it or not, 41.
Why do they like the larger size?
I don't know. I wanted to get her a 36. My AD pulled out both for us. He called me and told me to come in and bring my wife. I brought my wife because I had ordered one in 36. But he said, Prophet, I know you wanted the 36, but I also have this one. And just show them to your wife. I brought her in, and she went with the 41. She went with the 41. On a Jubilee. On a Jubilee.
Can I tell you a sad story, Prophet?
Sure.
So after the burglary, my wife actually had a two-tone Datejust.
Yes, that is the woman's watch. They love them.
Okay, my wife had that. She had a Cartier solid gold Banois on a leather strap. She had a Cartier Tank Francais and a couple of two Omega Constellations.
Wow, she had a little collection there. Look at her.
After the burglary, she had nothing. I got her a Rolex 28 mil Oyster Perpetual blue dial.
Oh, okay. How does she like the 28? She likes the 28?
She doesn't fucking like it. She said, I want a Cartier. She said, sell it. I don't like it.
Maybe she doesn't like the size. 28 is a little small.
No. She said, I don't like it. She pretended to like it. I said, you don't like it really, do you? She goes, no.
Oh.
I mean, it's madness. It's madness, Prophet.
Yeah. I myself, Cartiers, you know, they might be nice to look at on someone else's wrist, but I mean, it's not for me. You know, hey, they're nice. I mean, Gordon Gekko had one. I mean, they're nice. They're nice to look at, but it's not for me. It's not for me.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. We've got a super chat from Mr. GMT, $20. Awesome to see the Prophet supporting our pontiff at such sad times in his life. And as I say, wear your watches and stay sexy. I got to tell you, that is one thing I'm really happy. Before my son died, I was able to give him a drive in my BMW. I just thought, fuck it. Hey, mate, do you want to have a drive? He said, yeah, okay. We went around the block a couple times.
That was fantastic.
I didn't have insurance to cover it or anything like that, but hey, fuck it. You know, fuck it.
Fuck it.
He didn't damage the car. He didn't damage it. It was going a little bit fast. I said, hey, slow down. But he really enjoyed that. The other great thing is I took him to some really expensive meals. But
those memories will stay with you, Arch. God bless that you did that. You have those memories now, you know?
Yes, you're right. You
have those memories because, you know, when people pass, you know, they pass and, you know, they don't suffer anymore. They pass. The ones that suffer are us. You know, we stay behind, we linger, and, you know, the only things we can hold on to is you know, the good times, the memories that we had with them, and the smiles that we were able to put on their face. You know, hey, for me, that's it. You know, the good things you can do for someone else. You know, all the shit that men go through nowadays. You know, this, that, because no one gives a flying fuck about a man's happiness in the least. But as men, all the hard work and the discipline and all this suffering and all this shit that we go through, the smile that we're able to put on our loved ones' faces from time to time, you know, is payment. That's our payment, you know. And to me, it's payment enough.
I totally agree with you. You know, nobody, you know, it's very uncool to be a middle-aged, overweight white guy or even any color, but there's no privilege given to us. There's no privilege.
No,
we are the hated species. We're hated, you know, we're disliked, you know,
and if you have no money, Arch, if you have no watches and no money, you're invisible. As a middle-aged guy, you're invisible. I'm sorry, that might not go over well with some people, but it's the truth. You're invisible.
Actually, I tell you the truth. I was in Dubai, Prophet, and they had a lot of Russian ladies. How would you call them? I don't know what you'd call them. Rent a girlfriend, okay?
Yes.
And a middle-aged white
Work,
guy,
working,
non-Russian,
working girl.
invisible, absolutely. I'm just going to grab this quickly. It's my good friend. Hey, Dave, how are you? That's perfect. And we're going to see his cars. Beautiful. Yeah, that's great. That's great. No, that's fantastic, Dave. Thanks for that, man. We'll have a great time. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. I'm on the show. Bye-bye. I got to tell you, Prophet.
Yes, sir.
It is a very times can be hard at times, but you know, I honestly believe sometimes if you're in a hole, instead of selling your watches off, stop buying and reevaluate. You know, this is the whole thing. Stop digging. You're in a hole, stop digging.
Stop digging. Absolutely.
And I got to tell you, a lot of these watches, I really love them. I love them so much. I love the watches. And we got another super chat. The Watch Hangout, member for 12 months. Prophet, I wear a watch to tell you what time it is.
Exactly right. I wear a watch to tell you what time it is with me, to tell you where I am in my journey, to tell you that my time is expensive, so don't fucking waste it. That's exactly right, my friend.
You know what? Actually, Prophet, I want to get this nailed down. Okay, I want to nail this down because you've said a few things. I tell you how I feel, Prophet.
Yes, sir.
Time is precious. Okay.
Absolutely.
So life is short. Life is short.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right.
Where does it go? Who knows?
Time is precious.
Yes, sir.
And what's the other thing you said there? Life is short. Time is precious. And
wear your watches. That's another one.
Wear your watches to tell other people your time is valuable.
Yes.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
That's a good thing there.
Absolutely. My watch is not to tell the time. I tell the time off of my phone.
No worries at all there. You tell the time with your phone.
The big buckle. And Bear, I see he got the Apex Predator, man. I know he really likes it, especially now they discontinued it. It's a great fucking watch, man.
Yes, it's a beautiful. Bear, what do you think of you said never sell Rolex?
Never.
If you run into problems, I tell you, Prophet, you know, you don't know my story. I don't know if you know this, but years ago, I was actually an exclusive Rolex collector. I'm talking 1998, 1999.
Wow.
And I had my collection. People would laugh at me and say, I don't know what I'm doing. There was only 36 mil then. I had an 18238 because that was the current model. They didn't have a 40 mil day date.
No, right. 36. Right. That's right.
I had a 16570. That's the Explorer 2 white dial. I had a 16610 Submariner date steel. I had a 16013 two-tone date just champagne dial.
Date just champagne dial.
Two-tone date just 36. And as a beater, I had a Rolex sub date 16800.
That sounds like a hell of a collection. You were ahead of the curve, Arch. You were ahead of
And
the curve.
people said to me, like, I remember one serious collector, he said, "What are you doing with all these Rolex?" I said, "What do you mean? I love them." He said, just keep one or two Rolex, get yourself a Panerai, an
Right.
IWC, a Jaeger
Right.
LeCoultre.
Sure. For a long time, Arch, you know, the, here's the thing, right? There's something called a flash in the pan, right? Something like the Richard Mille right now. To me, that watch is nothing. It's like the Tulip Mania watch, right? It's a
Yeah.
flash in the pan. At the end of the day, once the smoke clears, Rolex is the way to go. I mean, all these other watches, they come and go. They're hot, then they're not. I remember Breitling was the hottest thing on the planet. Now, I remember for a long time people were talking about the holy trinity of horology. You gotta have this, that, that. Now the only watch that anybody ever talks about anywhere, the most recognizable watch on the planet, is a Rolex. The king of watches. It's the king of watches. Period.
Yes, I agree.
These other watches, they'll come and go. They'll come and go. Rolex will always be here. And again, hey, it's not like, someone gave it to you. Like you said, you have to earn it. A Rolex
What
is
do you
something
feel about that?
you
I
have
just
to
said to you,
earn.
do you agree with me? Like, you gave watches to your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, did that really work out? Would you, if you had your
No,
time again, you probably wouldn't do it, would you?
no, I would not do it. No.
And that's not to say she doesn't appreciate it, but
She doesn't appreciate it. It's all scratched up, it's dinged up.
does that mean she doesn't appreciate it or what?
I mean, hey, if you would, who knows, man? Hey, it will outlive me, so she'll still have it when I'm no longer here. So, hey, it might, she might fall in love with it once I'm no longer around,
Yeah, I know. Have you ever thought about getting a Bentley Prophet?
I've thought about getting a Rolls Royce. When I hit 60, I'm probably gonna, I don't want to say that on here, but I might treat myself to something nice in a few years.
What sort of Rolls Royce would you get?
The Dawn. I like the Dawn, convertible Dawn, or
The Dawn. Fuck yes.
I mean, hey, does it matter? Once you got that spirit of ecstasy in the front, does it really matter?
That's
Ghost,
exactly
Dawn,
it.
whatever, hey.
Would you
But
buy
the
it
Bentley's
second hand
nice.
or brand new?
Now, I would probably buy it 1 or 2 years old. You let the first guy take the depreciation,
Would you buy it from a Rolls Royce dealer?
Yes. Because you want the service, you want the service history, and because anything on that car is going to be freaking expensive. So you want the service history.
P. Clen, $5. Smartest man in Australia. Arch, how many times have you told people you do not sell Rolex? Many times. But,
There you
look,
go.
it's all relative. If you're facing eviction.
Well, if you got to do what you got to do, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Even though I have a buddy that he has like a big solid gold chain, and he has 2 watches, 2 Rolex, and he said, I don't care if I'm homeless, I'm never gonna sell my Rolex. Like, yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah.
Can the luck change in America? Like, you've done so well. You came from impoverished background.
Yeah.
Can luck change? Like, you've obviously, I don't want to blow smoke up your asshole, but You have done really well. You worked very hard. No gifts were given to you. You
No.
joined the Navy. You have
Yes,
got
sir.
you joined the fire brigade. Now you've had
Yes,
your
sir.
own real estate business. You're a businessman. Tell
Yes,
me
sir.
this. Tell me this. Have you also had terrible times where you nearly faced bankruptcy when you were in
I've been
business?
bankrupt. Yeah, I've been bankrupt. I've been bankrupt.
Okay.
I've lost a business. Hey, life is cyclical. Don't, no one. You're never going to hear anybody, especially not a businessman, tell you. I mean, I wish Marcelo was still on here, but you're never going to hear a businessman say, he hasn't had. Uh, Depending on how long he's been in business, but every businessman has had at least one failed business, or super lean times. Sure,
And what do you
yeah.
do when it's lean? Like how would you cut back?
Well, the first thing to go when things get lean.
Two-tone Rolex only. No solid gold. Well, how would you cut back? Tell me what sacrifices you would make.
Well, the first thing that I did the last time when times were grim, and this is why I have to appreciate my wife Cookie too. She stuck it out with me when I mean, hey, it's fun and great when everybody ha 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 money's coming in, but when things get tight, if you have a woman by your side that can really stick with you and ride it out, and sure, you're gonna argue about finances, but at the end of the day, if she's still there with you, reward that woman when it comes back your way. Reward that woman and treat her well, treat her accordingly. Anyway, what I was saying, so when times get tight, for me, the first thing I did was ruin my fucking credit. You stop paying your creditors because you got to put food on the table. So that's what happened with me. So I ruined my credit, ruined Cookie's credit, and
Who's Cookies? Who's Cookies?
Cookie is my wife.
Oh, okay. So it ruined your credit. And how long does it take to fix your credit from shit credit?
Well, it's different between personal credit, business credit, but a lot of times when you have business, sometimes, well, back then anyway, they used to want you to personally guarantee a lot of stuff you would get for your business. So, when you ruin your business credit, you in turn it takes down your personal credit, and it's a long road. It's a long road back, man. I really think they need to readdress the the rejuvenation of especially your personal credit. Like it shouldn't take so long to get another chance. But anyway, yeah. So, but you can. I'm here. Living testament that you can come back from you know all type of adversity, all types of anything. If you put your head down and you go to work, you keep trying. Uh, you can do whatever you set out to do. Pretty much. I
I
just came from my
understand.
brother's wedding in I'm not gonna say the city, but he was a guy that was living on my sister's couch a handful of years ago, not long ago. And I just came from
Yeah.
his wedding, and he was first of all, it was full of celebrities. It was full of athletes. It was in his new home that he just bought, and it's a several million-dollar home. And he had this guy has probably about 40 something Rolexes. So he's another guy that I can say you can come back, from a fall flat on your face, and you can bounce right back up. He has a Bentley. He has a two-door. I don't know what that one is called, the Flying Spur maybe. He has the two-door
I
Bentley.
think that's the GT, the flying.
Is
That's
it the GT? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the
GT.
two-door one. I have a picture of it on one of my videos. I'll send it to you. Yeah, but he
Oh,
has that.
Profit. We
Yes,
got
sir.
a super duper chat. Muhammad Ali, 99, 100 pounds. Agree with you, Arch. Time is the most precious commodity. Now, Prophet, I want your advice here. I'm looking to consolidate a Paddock 5167A. That's a Aquanaut. for some of
Yes.
my Rolexes, but I will keep my Pepsi, Surma, Explorer 2, Polar, and Explorer 136. Yeah, look, I think consolidation, you know, you got to do, man's got to do what a man's got to do. Man's got to do what a man's got to do, babadoo.
It's a
And
fact.
what do you think of selling Rolex to get a Patek, Prophet?
Again, like they say, like we say, never sell Rolex. But if you want to trade into something, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as your
You don't
AD
want to.
doesn't.
You want to stay loyal to the brand. You're a Rolex man, okay?
Yes, but I don't like, as long as my AD is okay with it. Like I would run it past my AD, but I don't see a problem with trading into a bigger piece that you may want. But switching brands, that's not for me personally. But I can't tell another man,
Can't
what
tell a
watch.
man what to do with his money.
Right? I can't. Hey, Patek's a great watch. If you into that, hey.
Now, Prophet, I want to ask you something. Let me ask you a few things, okay? You're a very wise man. How much reserve
Nah.
have you kept as a businessman? What do you keep? 3 months expenses up your sleeve, 6 months? How much reserve do you keep? You know what I keep as a reserve, Prophet?
What do you
You
keep?
know what my reserve is? My reserve is a fridge full of food, a tank of gas in the car, and dreams and aspirations.
Well said, Arch. Well said. I don't want to come on here and give anybody like what they should do, but I go for broke. Most of the time, I'm all in. A lot. I don't go keep the reserves. Find something to fall back on. I'm not from that school. If I believe in something, hey, I go all in, right? Like, hey, the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So if I see something I think is going to work, I don't mind taking my last dollar and putting it into it, as long as I'm in control. I'm not going to let another man would determine my destiny. If I'm in control, I'll put my last dollar in, and whether it works or it flops, I'm the one. The buck stops with me. I'm the one to either to blame or to shine. I'm the one. So looking at your question is, how much do you keep in reserve? Me personally, I can't give anybody advice, but me personally, I don't need any reserves. If I see something and it feels right, I do it.
I love that advice. Living by the you put I totally agree. I wish I was in a position I could have reserves, but I take it to the line. Take it to the
Yeah,
line, fucker.
every time, fuck it. Put it
And
all on the
roll with
line.
the
Fuck it.
dice. If I can't think of my feet, things are boring. And can I ask you something? What do you think of Dave Ramsey? Dave Ramsey says pay cash. Only buy real estate with cash. You know
Hey,
what? By the time you saved up in Australia to pay cash, the fucking price would be 10 times as much.
I mean, that's like hey, that's coming from a guy with a big salary. You know what I'm saying? Sure, maybe that'll work for him and his friends. A guy with a big salary, but a guy driving, let's say, a bus in New York City, and he wants to buy, a mid-range home, 600,000, 700,000, whatever is the median price for a home, in the outer boroughs of New York City. How I don't care if you're a bus driver for 50 years and you never eat and you never buy any clothes and you never. How long is it going to take you to save up $700,000? It's impossible. That's stupid advice. That's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That's not
You have to get a
reality.
loan. You've got to get into the market.
Yeah, yeah. That's so stupid. That's like the stupid advice. Now, if you buy a piece of property, right, first time, okay, you
Let
want to
me
get
go.
into
Can
it.
I
Let's get
share a
into it. You
story
want to
with
get
you?
into it? You want to get
Can I
into it?
Can I share
Go.
a story with you, Prophet?
Sure, go ahead.
So, in my own case, there, Prophet, I had a house. We bought a house in 2007. Okay.
Ooh, 2007. Okay.
Okay. We paid 330 for it. We never had the huge property crash that you guys did. Okay.
Oh,
So
you didn't have that. That's what I was about to ask
well,
you. Oh,
it
okay.
went a little bit soft, but it didn't go. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I
Okay.
paid 330. Okay.
Okay. Now let me ask you. Hold on.
Yes.
How much did you put down? Okay, sales price was 330. How much did you put down?
We put down about 70.
70 or 17?
70,000.
70. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And then foolishly, I took a little bit out. You know, life has a few hiccups. You take a bit out. But anyhow, as we stand today, I'm talking to you, right? It was a 30-year loan, right?
Okay, wait a minute. You said you took out some money. How much did you take out?
I took 20,000 and 10,000 at one stage, but
So 30,000. Wait a minute. 30,000 you took out. Okay, so you put down 70.
yeah,
You were in command of a $350,000 property, or 330.
yeah,
And you took out and you put down 70. You were in
Yeah.
control of a 300. Let's call it 50,000 just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
You were in
Yeah.
a 350,000 because maybe you got a deal. So $350,000 property. You put down 70. You were in control of $350,000, and then you took back out 30. So
Yes.
hold on. So in actuality, you only had $40,000 in the property, and
Correct.
you need a place to live. All right, continue. Go ahead.
So then we just kept playing that. I actually invested the extra money into watches, which unfortunately was stolen, but that's another story for another
That's another
day.
story. That's another story. But go ahead.
Then 10 years later, after we bought that property, I wanted to buy a condo.
Okay.
I used the equity in that property,
Which property? Your house.
the house,
Okay.
to buy a condo for also 330.
Okay. So wait a minute. You're saying you took more money out of the house. How much
No,
more did you take out?
I didn't take anything out. I just used I cross collateralized.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
bought
you were
the
in
condo.
command.
I didn't put $1 in. I borrowed 330. I borrowed the stamp duty, the taxes.
Everything.
I borrowed
100%.
346. 346.
Because you had that original property, which at this point you were only $40,000 into. Now, let me ask you a question.
40 into because it was worth a lot more at that.
No. Hold on. What I'm saying is your cash money at this point, you only had 40,000 in.
40,000, yes.
Now, today, as it stands, okay. What is the interest rate that they pay you in a bank in Australia on $40,000?
Actually, the rates are pretty good. They pay about 5% a year now.
Okay, sure. They pay 5%. Okay. Let's say they pay 5%.
It was less than 1% at one stage.
We can even call it 5%. That's fine. Call it 5%. Now, what is that the first house you bought, that $330,000 house? What is that house worth now? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably worth $700,000.
900.
900,000. Okay, let's remember that number. 900,000. Okay. The condo, how much is that worth?
That condo, I've done a little bit of renovation, which cost me 30.
Okay, 40, 50, 60, 70. So you're back at 70. Okay, how much is that condo worth?
600.
Okay, so you at 1.5 million with a $70,000 investment. Now you tell me, is real estate worth it or not? You tell me. I don't give a shit if your bank was paying you 20%. It's stupid to keep your money in the bank. Anything other than your living expenses, maybe a little bit for knickknacks and this and that. But to me, take your money and stick it in an appreciating investment, especially in times of inflation. Because if not, they're going to inflate your savings away. People just don't understand the math, Arch. They don't understand the math. How long would it have taken you to save $1.5 million doing YouTube
Impossible.
videos?
Impossible.
Impossible.
And you know what,
Impossible.
Prophet? I wouldn't have enjoyed anything. I'd be eating crappy food, no cigars, no whiskey,
No watches, no cigars. Fuck that.
no pussy.
Hey, aren't you married, Arch? Isn't your wife there?
Hey, the private stream, Prophet.
Oh, private. Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's only me and you and a couple friends. No one sees this.
Hi to
Prophet, you know,
everybody. Yes,
I
sir.
got to tell you, Prophet, seriously. The other thing is, Prophet, so now my debts, the house has got 183 on it.
So what? That's great. It's almost paid off. It's worth $1 million.
And the investment property, we owe just under 300.
So 70 grand made you a millionaire, Arch. 70 grand made you
Yep.
a millionaire. Let's call it what it is. 70
Yeah.
grand, and you having the cojones to say, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy this. Made you a millionaire. And that's why you wear Rolex, right? The self-made man's watch.
But yeah, that's why I wear the bluesy. The bluesy.
That's
No,
why
that's
I would love to see you with one of these, Arch. Blue face though. 2016, ArchieLuxury. The best of times, 2016. You had this in solid gold, blue face on your wrist. Oh man, those were good times, Arch. Those were good times.
100%, man. They were the best times. And I got to tell you, look, in all honesty,
2015, 2016, something like that, right? Right around there.
what's that? Sorry.
That you were wearing this watch, blue face.
Oh, yeah. 2015, 2016. Yeah. But I got to tell you, Prophet, seriously, you know, life can be very tricky at times, you know? It is it's a tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. Life can be tricky. And, you know, you have regrets. I got to tell you something there, you know, that for all the people who support the Dave Ramsey approach, you know, pay cash, don't borrow, they're boring fucks. You understand?
Yeah, this is coming from a rich guy with a big salary.
This is coming from a rich guy who made his money.
With a big
you know,
salary.
the problem with Dave Ramsey is he went broke in his 20s, right? He says, I'm not going to do it again. But you look at what he did. He took out mortgages. He didn't use a fixed rate. No, he just kept it as a variable. He kept rotating the credit. Well, that's what happens when you do that. I never told you to keep the credit like that.
Arch, it's foolish. It is impossible for you to save your way to a house. It is impossible.
Inflation is your enemy. You understand?
It is impossible. Absolutely.
Inflation. And
Absolutely.
I got to tell you something. You know, it wasn't so long ago. Houses, there was an oversupply. When I bought that condo, there was an oversupply. People said to me, "Why are you buying that?" Now it's like I get a real estate agent every week ringing me saying, "Do I want to sell? Do I want to sell?"
Where there is no vision, the people perish. Arch, it's in the Bible. Where there is no vision, the people perish. I'm sure that's in any holy book. You know,
Yes,
I don't care
yes.
what religion you're in, Muslim, Christian, Tibetan monk, whatever. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
And I got to tell you, man, it is it's a very tricky thing. Prophet, it's tricky. And I mean, look, I got to tell you, for a long time, Prophet, we had one car, one economy car, Prophet.
Oh, why not? So what?
You know, it was the real estate slow and steady. That's where honestly, slow and steady is the formula. You know what I mean?
Slow and steady. You're right. That's what I tell people. Like people say, oh, you know, and I'm like, look, you don't, especially with real estate, the business that I'm in, you don't get rich quick. You know, that's not reality. People think, oh, you know, all these scammers on YouTube selling all these programs. get rich quick, it is not reality for real estate. You don't get rich quick. You get rich slow, but you get rich for sure. You really get rich. You know, over time, your rents will way far outpass, surpass your mortgage if you get fixed rates. You know, so
Yes.
over time. Look, I'm in Miami now. When we started buying in Miami, 2019, we started buying in Miami. The homes we were buying, the buildings we were buying, the dilapidated buildings we were buying, the rents were $600. Nobody wanted them. The whole blocks, they were boarded up, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, Miami's a shithole." Okay. Now, fast forward today, 2024, Miami is the hottest place in the planet. Those apartments I was getting $600 for, I'm getting $3,800 for. So now everybody wants to move to Miami. So
You know, it's incredible. It's
and you're paying the mortgage on a building. Let's say you got a building with 18 units or whatever. You're paying the mortgage of the $600 rent because you got a fixed rate when you bought it. Your rents go to $3,800. That got nothing to do with the bank. You got a fixed rate.
The funny thing is now, right? When with our home, the rents in Australia have gone fucking crazy.
Parabolic, of course.
Now, let me tell you this. So my mortgage on the house right now, unfortunately, in my country, the maximum you can fix the term for is 5 years. We don't have, like Fannie Mac, in America, you fix for the life of the loan.
Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Mm-hmm.
Yes. We only fix, I like to mispronounce it, Prophet. That's my shtick, Prophet.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
That Fannie stuff, right? You guys have a fixed mortgage for the life of the loan. In my country, the maximum you can fix is normally 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So it does go to a variable. But you know what? Still, even that said, so what? Real estate is really, that is a huge way to, I agree with you. I agree. Real estate is really, it gives you a lot of, as long as you can hold the real estate.
Yeah, you got to, exactly. You said a mouthful.
If you're forced to sell,
right,
you're fucked, okay?
You said, that was the golden ticket right there. As long as you can hold
them. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them, fuckers.
Right. As long as you can hold, you will eventually win. But you got to be able to hold. A lot of people, sometimes, unfortunately, you have to sell at a loss. Unfortunately, that is the dark side of real estate. Sometimes you have to
it's timing. Sell. It's timing. It's timing,
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, that's the whole thing. What do you think now? Prices are so high. What do you say to young people? See, what I reckon is they can still get in. They buy a base. Instead of buying a house, you buy a 1-bedder or a 2-bedroom.
Why not? Studio. Why not? Why not? Buy something. Buy anything. Buy something. And again, like you said, Arch, as long as you can hold, you will eventually win. Eventually.
Yes, that's exactly it. Because as long as you can hold them, you're fine. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the key secret. You've got to be able to hold them.
That's it. That's the whole thing. You got to be able to hold. And eventually, you put beautiful watches on your wrist.
Yes, I mean, look. I think it's I think it's cool. I think this is the whole thing. Prophet, you have to realize this. I mean, I think the biggest problem in America is a lot of people. Let me say this to you. I think the big problem is, and I love cars. I'm a victim of it as well.
Are you a car guy? You a big car guy? Are you a big car guy?
Fuck yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got a BMW. You wouldn't think it's anything special in America, but in my country,
no, BMW is great.
They're expensive. Actually, my car's made in Mexico, Prophet.
It is?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
The 3 Series in Australia is actually from Mexico, which, you know, to
Oh,
be
okay.
completely honest with you, it's probably better than the German ones anyhow. But
Oh, wow.
um,
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, it's just how it is. The thing is, right? It's a beautiful car. I love that car. That car has given me. See, that's a different profit. That's a different thing. Okay, technically on paper, I've lost half my money after 2.5 years.
Yeah, but you're using it.
You
You're
know what the
using it.
dividend is? You know what the dividend? Can I tell you a real estate story?
Sure, of course.
You know, it's how many ladies you've had in the car who've removed their underwear. That is worth 10,000 a pop. $10,000 a pop profit. And I got to tell you something. Having a beautiful car is a nice thing to have. I mean, you've had Mercedes. That's a beautiful car. You've had the.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I think the Range Rover is one of the nicest rides I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it's a comfortable
It
ride.
has.
It's a
Now,
very
they're a
comfortable
bitch
ride.
when they break. They're a fucking bitch.
That's
But
okay.
they are the nicest because you got that air suspension. You got to.
Yes.
I actually like that stance. You're up high, beautifully made interior, the leather, the wood.
Yes. Yes.
When they break, they're a bitch. Don't get me wrong, Prophet. Touch wood. But they are something special. You know what I mean? They are a very special thing to have. And
It's a nice ride. It's a comfortable ride. Yes.
it's a beautiful ride. So, Prophet, the thing is this, sometimes in life, it's not always about investments and returns. You've got to have something that actually you enjoy in life.
Yeah, cars for you to use, for you to enjoy. It's never really going to appreciate. I mean, unless you're buying collectibles, but just like a car to use, you know. And sometimes, you know, you might, depending on the circles you run in, you might want to, like you Ozzy say, turn up. You want to turn up in a fancy, you know, in a fancy vehicle. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly right.
I want to turn up with a BMW outside and some nice loafers on and a Rolex on my wrist. Why not? I am arrived. ArchieLuxury is here,
That's it.
motherfuckers.
Man, that is it. You know, that's the whole point, Prophet, is that you've got to start. I think you also, in life, you have to have some enjoyment out of things. Like a Rolls.
Sure.
I'll tell you a story. A good friend of mine, right?
Yes.
Truck Tire Glenn. He used to sell truck tires on my channel at one stage. He's a South African guy, and he used to work in marketing. He said when they sold KFC, he helped market KFC on TV. He said they painted it gold. They use a can of gold spray paint to paint the chicken. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, this is because it was black. It was the TV. Everyone said, "I want the golden chicken." Well, it wasn't. It was painted. Okay, I'm telling you, right? And anyhow, what he said to me is right. What he said to me is,
You're giving out trade secrets. You're sharing trade secrets.
He was selling truck tires. He had a ghost. Unfortunately, he's now got he's got kidney failure.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but you know what? He's lived life. He lived life to the absolute fullest. You understand? He lived it to the fullest.
Absolutely.
And that's all any of us can do is live life to the fullest. Okay?
Absolutely.
So there's no fairness. There's nothing's fair.
Fair.
It's not
fair.
just.
Fair is a child's word, Arch. Fair is not for adults. That's not a word for adults.
It's not a word. Fair is not a word for. Actually, that's fucking good advice. Fair is not a word for adults.
That's a child word. Oh, you got to be fair. Share with your brother. You know, in the real world, nobody's going to share with you. You gotta make yours. So, fair. You know, I try to tell my kids this, but whatever. But fair in the real world is in adult world. Fair is not a word for adults.
I like that. Fair is not a word for adults. Yes. That's a beautiful word there, Prophet. Let me say this to you. I got to tell you, you know, one thing I will say to you is I sold all my Rolexes when I was in my 20s because I had business problems. And I didn't
Right.
go back. I actually paid everyone out, okay? But let me say this to you, Prophet. I should have kept the president. I should have kept it. I should have kept the president and the Explorer because those were the watches that really meant the most. The sub, I love the sub in hindsight now, but I'll be honest with you, the president.
You know what,
That was
Arch? You said a lot right there. Right there, you said a lot. There's like, I don't know, but there's something about it when you put a Rolex president on your wrist. There's something like, I don't know. There's something mystical about it. Am I right? Like it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like, I don't know. It's transformative. I feel it's crazy. I was just at a wedding. Let me tell you something. For a long time, I thought that, oh, you go to a wedding, you know, you got to wear a watch with a leather strap, right? That was my big thing. Oh, son, you go to a wedding, you wear something nice with a leather strap. Okay. I was just at a
sorry, would you
wedding.
get the Cellini? Would you ever buy a Rolex Cellini? Yes or no?
I changed my mind on that. I would have said yes, but now my answer is no. I just came from the wedding and I was pretty sure I was going to see, and you know, this is a wedding with rich people, guys were doing well, and everyone had on a Rolex president. It was crazy. The Rolex president is the new wedding watch. I promise you that. It is the new wedding watch.
What a lovely story, Prophet. I love it.
It's a true story. True story.
I
Just happened to me.
absolutely love the story.
Just happened to me. I mean, different configurations. Like some guys had platinum, some guys had yellow gold.
No. Enough said. Enough said. You don't need to explain, Prophet. I gotta tell you, Prophet. I gotta tell you, it's a I picked up some wisdom for you. Fair is not a word for adults.
That's a fact.
I might use that in the church service. I got to give a speech at his funeral. I might use that.
That's a fact. Because is it
Fair
fair that
is
your
not a
boy?
word for
Is
adults.
it fair that your boy passed at 28? Is that fucking fair? Fair? Is that fair? Is that fair? It's not fair. That's not fair. Like another guy's son can outlive him, but your boy, your beautiful little boy, passes at 28. Is that fair? No. But you know, as a man, you know, we deal with it because fair, again, is not a word for adults. You know, it's not a word, even though it's hard to say, right? Oh, you know, I wish life was more fair to me. Life's been unfair, but hey, as an adult, you're not going to get nothing is fair. Nothing is fair.
Yes.
You know, and as soon as you realize that, it becomes easier when you deal with tragedy and loss, things like this. You know, at least that's been my experience. I let go of fair a long time ago, you know.
That's very wise words there, Prophet.
Yeah.
Tell me this, Prophet.
Yes, sir.
You've got 16 Rolexes. Tell me what you got. What do you got? What do you got?
A lot of people know most of the pieces I got. I got some pieces that I really
What's
haven't
the solid gold? Tell me the solid gold pieces.
I got a few pieces that I haven't really spoke about yet, Art, so I don't really want to give them away yet. But
okay, now just tell me the ones that people know. Just tell me the ones they know.
I just got a lefty not long in this year, 2024. I really thought I was going to get discontinued.
Steel. What's the solid gold that you got? What's the solid gold?
Solid gold. I got Well, I got a solid gold landlord, black dial,
Yep.
black face. I got I got the Apex Predator, yellow gold. I got a the Rolex President 40. I call the JFK. It's a yellow gold with baguettes, diamond baguettes. I got the rose gold President that I just got a little while ago with the diamond dial and diamond
Size.
bezel. 40.
What's
40.
the Apex Predator again?
The Yachtmaster 2.
Oh, fuck yes. Apex Predator. Yeah, gotcha. That's
Mhm.
four solid golds.
Yeah, no, I have a few more. I have a couple I haven't really mentioned yet, but I got I got what else we got? All right, I'll give it away here. I have a white gold President, diamond dial, diamond bezel, also diamond flooded in the face with the blue sapphire at the 6 o'clock. What's that? That's one of the latest acquisitions we got. Me and Bud the Stud, your buddy Bud the Stud, got that watch at about the same time, and he sent
What
me
do
a
you think of
picture.
the
He was like,
Eisen the Eisen rose gold?
yeah, that's like with the brown irony, blackish face. Yeah, I was gonna get that one before I got the rose gold President. I was back and forth, but I was like, I got a few blackface watches. Let me get the rose, but I like it. The Eisen Kiesel, something like that. Yeah, I like it.
How many two-tones have you got?
Two tones. Well, I have the bluesy, and I have my wife's got the date just diamond dial on a Jubilee. That's it for my two tones, I believe. Yeah, that's it for my two tones. And then I have a few other gold pieces. I have a couple of white golds, a few yellows, roses, and then I have steel as well.
What's the steel?
Steel, I have. I just got the lefty. I got I have a Batgirl. I have a landlord in steel, blackface, date, 40 millimeter. I have a shit. What else do we have? I can call you back from the house and break down
that's okay.
the.
No, that's okay. Tell me this,
What?
Prophet. I want to ask you this.
16. I have 16 total.
You know
16
the new Rolex 1908. That's the Cellini.
That's the Cellini, right? On the
Would
leather
you ever
strap.
get one? Would you ever get one? How do you feel about it? Tell me this.
You know what? It's a funny story, Arch. I went to my AD to get the Cellini, the moon face. I saw it at an AD.
Yeah, that's right. That's the moon. Yeah, I love that watch.
Right, the one right before the 1908. I saw it at an AD in Miami in the design district. The AD was wearing it. I was like, wow, that watch is kind of cool. It was 39 millimeter. A lot of people say that's the perfect size. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to. So when I get back to New York, I'm gonna go to my AD and tell him to give it to me. And when I went in, it had just got discontinued like a couple days prior, and I was like, shit. Fuck, I wanted to see that watch. And he was like, no, Prophet, but I got this if you want to look at it. And that's where he had the Isaac Kaiser and the rose gold President, which I actually ended up taking.
But you still admire the Cellini line, don't you? You still admire it? You don't have to own everything. You don't have to own everything to admire it.
I like it. I'll be honest with you, I like it. I like the 1908 and the 1908, and I like the moon. Will I buy them? Probably not, but I think it's an elegant looking watch. I think it's, hey, look at Mike the Snake. What's up, Mike?
Mike the Snake. Now, Mike sold his Rolex to fund a Porsche purchase, a vintage Porsche. But I think with Rolex, don't be sad.
What?
That is how you can fund things. You know, you have money there. It's a store of money. Sometimes you need to get out of it profit.
I get you couldn't sell anything else, Mike.
Not really. Those are my few possessions that I had that were liquid. But
Rolex is always liquid there. You understand?
an opportunity just came along that I couldn't pass on, so I went to extraordinary measures.
Which Porsche did you get?
A 1979 Porsche 930.
Wow, never even heard of the 930. Okay.
It's a turbo 911. It's the 911 with the huge fender flares and the big giant whale tail in the back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember seeing that on Miami Vice.
Yeah,
Wow,
pretty
okay,
much. Yeah,
okay,
it's one of
yeah,
those.
okay. What color? White? Or
No,
red?
it's in a really rare color. It's oak green.
Oh, you might actually make money on that car.
Oh,
Mike.
I know I will.
Yeah, that's a
I got
classic.
it for a song, and it's
Yeah, you
built
might
out
make
as
money on that.
yeah, I'll make money on it regardless of anything. But it's built out right now as a street/track car, so it
Yeah,
can
you
go
might
either
make
way.
money on that.
Somebody could take it and put the interior all back into it, all like it, you know, to the numbers, and make a show car out of it, or yeah, I can carry on with the track build and use it as a daily driver, and drive it on the racetrack occasionally, which is what I really want to do with it. Have fun, dual purpose car.
I would like to get, if I could ever like bump into one and the price was right, I would like to get a 928S.
They're not that
just
expensive, the 928s.
what do they go for? With the
Well, the
retractable
928s,
headlights?
they came out in the late 70s, and they were supposed to be the replacement to the 911. They had a V8 engine in them. Most of the 928s were automatic. I don't
Right.
know if you remember, they had that eggshell ass, and they had the
Yes.
pop-up
Yes,
headlights,
exactly. Scarface.
and
Scarface had one.
and they had that
Scarface had
blue.
one.
They were a silvery blue color. That was the launch color.
Yes,
And
exactly right.
they were
Arch,
so
exactly
cool.
right.
The truth is, secondhand, they've actually they're a bit of a nightmare. They're a lot of technology, expensive to fix. But you know,
Oh,
the
really?
thing about them is, I agree with you. They
Once I
were a
slow
cool.
down and stop traveling so much, and if I bumped into one like clean, low miles, and the
They're a
price was
hard
right.
thing to get. They're a hard thing. As the Yachtmaster 2 is the apex predator, the JLC Road Gold compressor is the Virgin clarinetist.
The Virgin clarinetist. Oh, that's funny.
I don't
Who
know
said
if
that?
I'd say that. I mean,
Who said that?
it's the zeal in the house there.
Oh, that was well said.
Yeah, I mean JLC. I love the brand. I really do love JLC, and I got to be honest with you. My love. Look. Your dollars. Look. Rolex is a double-edged sword. The thing I must say that I am so happy. I would never give my sons a Rolex. Because they need to earn it. A man has to earn their Rolex. You can't. I think one of the worst things you can do is give your son a Rolex.
You know what? You taught me
And
something today,
interestingly
Arch.
enough, my first two sons,
Right.
one of them has deceased. I actually gave each of them a
R.I.P. to him.
Rolex. Let me just get this here. Little Dave, member for 8 months. Mike, oil and rat update.
All good on the Western Front.
What does that even mean? Oil and rat update. What does
I
that mean?
live out in the country, and rats
God bless.
and mice tend to jump up into my engine compartment and eat nuts and things. And they have nibbled
wow.
on some wires of a friend's car, and so it's
wow.
an issue. And so I'm dealing with it. I've got one of the bigger professional companies coming in. They're gonna just do the whole entire house, professionally. Because I
What-
can't
we go.
have.
We got a super chat.
What city are you in, Mike?
I'm an hour north of San Francisco.
Oh, you're on the West Coast, right?
Yep. Kind of out in the
Rats
country.
are a big problem in New York City too, in Manhattan.
I know.
rats are
I
a
fucking.
big
Their
problem.
bastards are huge.
Yeah, they're huge. Big problem. Big
We
problem.
got
New York
Hoff.
City.
Hoffmeister joins the stream.
Hey,
Up,
Huff.
fellas? How are we tonight? How you doing,
We
Prophet?
got a
Hello,
we got a
Hoff,
super
how are you,
chat.
sir?
Frank V, $5. War up, Prophet. I want to link you when you up here in New York, but preferably down in Miami. How does he get in touch with you, Prophet?
I'll be in New York City next week. I'll be in I think it's next week. Yeah, I believe I'm in New York City next week.
There we go, Frank. How does he get in touch? Go to his. You got an email address on your main channel, Prophet?
Yeah, just richardprophet at Gmail. Send me an email at richardprophet at Gmail. I would love to link up.
Hoffmeister, what's going on? Talk to me, the Hoffmeister. What's happening?
Not much. I've been doing a lot of tire kicking this week, Arch.
Yes, you did some car testing. What
Yeah.
happened?
Still didn't pull the trigger on anything. Almost did today, but
What are your
I'm holding it.
considerations?
you know, I wanted to get an RSQ8,
Yes.
and then that's like the super fast Audi. That's basically like a half price Urus.
But it's
Yeah.
like a. It's a
It's a
SUV, right?
SUV. Yes.
Yes,
the
yes,
Q8,
yeah.
SUV.
So you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
all these cars you're going to list are going to be SUVs, right?
No,
No,
that's
no.
really
Okay.
the only one.
That's a nice
okay.
car, Hoff.
Yeah.
I looked at that. The
Yeah.
Q8 is a nice car.
Yeah,
Let's
so
hear the
I looked
rest.
at the RSQ8 at first, and it's just super expensive. You're
In white.
talking like
I looked at one
130.
in white before I got the rain. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice car.
And I feel like a good, like the one I really almost pulled the trigger on was an SQ8, which has the same motor in it and stuff. It's just not as highly tuned, but you could always get an aftermarket tune, and it brings it right up there. And
Hey, Hoff, the Q8, it was like 140, something like that, right? Right around
the
there?
RSQ8, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look at
And then the SQ8's like 115, 109, somewhere in there. But they have the same engine, and you could easily tune them or put a body kit on to match them up. But I took the then I went in another direction, and I went to the BMW dealership that I wanted to take you to, Arch, where my wife gets all her cars. And I went to her dealer that she knows really well, and he let me take an M5 comp out for over half an hour. It was
How was it?
amazing. Oh, it was amazing. I fell in love. I got to be honest. But the version, the one they had that I really fell in love with, I thought it was a CPO, and it turned out it wasn't. And if I'm getting a car like that, I definitely want a certified pre-owned. The problem is they don't make the M5 with the same V8 engine anymore. They're going to come out with it, I think, at the end of the year or next year, and it's going to be a hybrid. It's like a V8 with a
Oh, wow.
electric hybrid. But the regular M5 just blew my mind of all the cool things you can do. Literally, it's all-wheel drive. You hit a sport button, you go into a sport mode. It's rear wheel. You can, Mikey, the exhausts are what is it when they have like the valves that go to straight pipes?
Yeah, they have solenoids.
You could hit
my
a button
friend had
right
one.
next to
Did it have
the gear shift.
fiber? Did it have the carbon fiber roof?
Yeah, all the comps have the carbon fiber roof. And what's a bonus on that, there's actually more headroom with the carbon fiber roof. You get another like inch and a half. So
my friend had one with the V8.
I drove.
Look at Mike. Mike
and
knows
then I
about
drove
cars. Check him out.
in the M4 comp. But the M4 comp, I'll get in trouble with that one. That one just wants to be driven so aggressively that I'll get myself in trouble with that one.
Now, they kind of bumped the number up one. So like an older M3, what looks like an older M3 is today an M4, correct?
Well, the M4 is a two-door coupe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you want a four-door? You want a four-door Hoffmeister?
Yeah.
And the M2.
Well, the M4, I couldn't believe how roomy it was. He actually convinced me to try. I didn't even want to get in it because I thought it would be so small.
No, that's
But it
what
was
I was
actually
getting at.
really roomy. And
We
it got more front room in the front than the 4-door.
I was going to just make that point. Archie drove in my car, which is essentially the same car, just the next generation, but it's the same size 2-door coupe car. And 4 big grown men comfortably got in that car, and we proceeded to, drive all around the city. And it's not like the 1 or the 2 series where you gotta, or a Porsche or something, where to be comfortable the front seats have to be slid all the way back. It'll accommodate people behind you if you scooch all the way forward.
A Porsche is not for 4 people, Mike. A Porsche is not.
No,
for
I
4
realize
people.
that, but the smaller 1 Series or 2 Series BMW is similar to that. Like their back seats are just obligatory.
Yeah,
they're not really functional.
The back seat is for your luggage when you're on your way to the airport.
Believe me, I'm a firm believer of that, dude. I'm a race car driver.
it's for the Louis Duffel, right, Prophet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back what? Back what?
Back what? Back what?
Back doors, back seats. What?
Yeah, and shout out to Mr. Zoso. He was helping me out a lot this week. I probably drove him nuts asking his opinion on things. But I realize I'm all over the place at the moment, so I just got to rein it in a little bit and decide, do I really want like an SUV or a full-size like fast luxury car? Or just stop being a bitch and keep mine. I have an Audi S6 now.
That's an amazing car, Hoff. Maybe you're just bored.
That's what my wife said.
Is the S6 the twin turbo V8?
It's a twin turbo 6. It's the same engine that's in like the Panamera GTS, or it's a 450 horsepower twin turbo V6 with an electric supercharger.
We got a super chat here from Will Money, member for 20 months. Fair is a child's word. I'm going to start using that.
That's a great statement.
Cheers to you, Will. Cheers to you.
I will.
But the thing I'll say that I do love about the Audis are they truly are 2 cars in one. You have the comfort mode where it drives like a Cadillac, and then you have the dynamic mode where it drives like, like a Porsche type ride.
You also have to have the mode where the engine's not working.
What do you mean?
Where it shuts off at stoplights?
Oh, yeah, you can shut that off. Mine shut off.
No. I'm just saying that certain mechanics insist that they're not terribly reliable. So,
who is that speaking? Who is that speaking?
That's Doc BBW.
Doc BBW.
Doc BBW, can I ask you a question, sir?
Hi. How you doing? Good.
Hi, sir. Nice to meet you. You have a voice that there is someone that I follow on YouTube that does coin. He collects gold coins. Is that you, sir?
No, but I've been told that I need to do something with my voice and have a show.
That's not you, man. You have the same voice as this guy.
He does have like a radio voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He has a radio
voice. Great radio voice.
Good voice there, Doc. That's not you. You're
not as good as the Whiskey Reaper, but a good radio voice.
But I can try. I don't know. I got to work at it.
And JL brings up a great point. Buy an M550, but they don't make them anymore either. They're supposed to.
Wow, you guys are car guys. You guys are.
I mean, it's basically the M5, same engine, just without all like the tighter suspension and a lot of the carbon and accoutrements.
One of the things I'd suggest is checking out probably an M3 in your case. Check out an M3, but try sitting in the back.
You rip out the front seat.
No, but you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how much.
I was joking with. He wanted to show me an M2. I said only if you bolt out the front seat, so I could have enough room to get in it.
The funny thing is, Hofmeister, the M3 is based on the 5 Series floor pan.
Yes.
So it's like a short wheelbase 5 Series.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, the G20s. Yeah, they use a 5 Series floor pan. And
even the older one, my E46 has enough room for adults in the back seat. So I'm just saying, check it out first before you discount it. Just check it out, see what you think, and then go from there.
What I was debating doing, because my wife's car is going to be up in September, is I could also get the SQ8 and then convince her to get the M3, get an M340. And then I kind of have almost the best of both worlds, you know?
That's a superb car. That engine is amazing.
Yeah.
That 6-cylinder turbo twin.
Archie, you have
twin
no
12.
idea the amount of horsepower guys are tuning on those cars. With a
Yeah, I was just
downpipe and
gonna
a
say,
tune, it's
The
insane.
N54, N55, inline 6 is
Yeah.
like.
Well, no,
for so little money.
This is
you
a
can
B58.
get so much horsepower.
The B58, Mike.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the same kind of
They
generation.
say it's the greatest
inline 6.
engine BMW ever made.
Well, N54 got Engine of the Year by like some big company like 3 years in a row back in 010 when it 09 when it was being made, and its generations have followed along with the N58 and then the B58 or whatever.
Yeah, the N20 was a dog butt, Mike. Let's not go that far back because the
I'm
N20.
not going that far back. I'm going N54 and forward, and the
That's the
N54 was the
6-cylinder
twin
version of it.
inline 6 twin turbo. And I've had two of them in two different cars, and you drove in one, and we got nice and sideways in it, and they rock.
No, I understand. Yeah, but I got to tell you, Hofmeister, seriously, I think your Audi is amazing. Why is it we get bored? You know,
That's what it is. Yeah.
You know, you have a great car and you get bored. You know, and I mean seriously, the problem.
Well,
is
you know what it is with me. It seems like a fast car until you get used to it.
Yeah,
and that it's as fast as
But you're leasing anyway, right? You're leasing.
Exactly.
Can I give you some?
And I have an amazing deal that I was just gonna buy the. I was just gonna buy it out, but I keep going back and forth on it because I'm just nervous with all the electronics in it.
The problem is that half the prices have depreciated. They give you nothing now, right? And let me say this to you: the beautiful.
I fought for a 4K in equity I could get out of it. That's all they'll give me because I have half the mileage that it should have.
I got to tell you, Hofmeister. See, I'd buy. The thing is this: a lot of these cars here, the market is there's a big glut of luxury cars, and they really,
especially the EV ones. You know,
there's a very personal super chat for Hoff.
Yes, here we go. Hofmeister. We've got Mobster. Hoff, how much money do you make a year after taxes? $2 for Mobster. I said, I don't know if that's anyone's business.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially when a mobster is asking you, you don't know what to say.
He's going to try to
shakedown. But I got to tell you, there is a glut of luxury cars. My car is 2.5 years old.
Mobster, I don't have children, so that's the big factor here.
Why not?
2.5 years old. I've lost half what they will give me. I've halved, less than half the money. Okay, from what it was brand new to now 2.5 years.
Yeah,
and it's. I would say the car is like it's a quarter used. It's still got 75%, and it's a good car. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to give me half. That's a bad deal. Bad deal at the moment. I will be back in 1 moment. Please continue the car talk.
Well, I don't think people are probably enjoying the car talk. Usually they get very upset when I come on with my car talk, especially when me, Mikey, and Doc are on.
Yeah, if I show up and I use my avatar, especially now, they're really upset.
I mean,
you guys are big car guys? You're big car guys, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Your watches and cars kind of go together, I always feel like.
Yeah, they pretty much do.
Yeah, I guess.
They pretty much do. The only difference is I'm a vintage guy, so I'm also into relative vintage cars. So my cars are older.
You have an E46 M3?
E46 M3, yeah.
Nice.
And then an even older 968 Porsche.
Doc, what would you say about the 928 S4, like in the 80s?
I almost got one of those.
What kind of range? What kind of range are they? Money?
You know, I don't know the current prices on them, but because I bought my car in 2010, my Porsche, and I was looking at both of them. Basically, the one I got is a 968, and it looks similar to the 928, but the 928 is more of a luxury touring.
It's a bigger car.
It's a bigger car.
Really? 928
V8. Yeah, the 928 has a V8. The 928's a
wow.
bigger car, and the 928 was. They thought they were going to replace the 911 with the 928.
What does a 928 and a nice 928 cost, Doc?
I don't know the current prices. I know in 2010, they were kind of steep if you were trying to find one. There weren't a lot around. Well, part of it was I only drive manuals, so
Yeah,
it was
that's a
hard
big
finding
deal.
a manual.
Hard to
Doc,
find
I
a
was
manual.
joking around because they actually make the M4 comp in manual.
Absolutely.
They don't make the M3 comp in manual, but they make an M4 comp in only the M3 is manual. But the M4 comp this year, they came out in manual. I was joking around with my wife saying, I found it, and showed her a sticker on a manual. And she was like, I don't think you'd want me learning to drive manual on that car because there's zero chance I won't be driving it if you get it. So I think you want to stick with automatic.
I say get a manual. It's worth more, and I mean, if you have the
I
option,
got to tell you, in the
it's worth more,
BMW,
and
that
it's less
Well, the
stolen.
biggest issue for me, Doc, is I go in the city a lot.
So stop and go.
It's a
Stop
nightmare.
and go.
Yeah.
that ZF gearbox Beamer uses is absolutely incredible. Okay,
Yeah, the
that
current
ZF
automatic from BMW is very good. Not like the E46 automatic, which sucked.
Well, that was an SMG box.
Exactly. It was a pseudo automatic, but whatever. It wasn't very good. But
Wow,
now
look at you, Arch. You know about cars too. Look, you
Yeah,
throwing
he
out the
does.
vernacular.
he probably
Check you
knows
out,
more about
Arch.
cars than
Okay.
all of us.
Especially when you talk like
Oh,
Bentleys and a lot of luxury cars. He
I
really
didn't
knows his
know.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
didn't know, Arch. Okay. You
No,
hanging with
that's
Hoff and Doc and Mike and everybody. Look at you.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's a lot of fun here. See, they jump on. Venetian Cedar member for 8 months. My friend has a factory 928S in manual, a beast.
Exactly.
They didn't have many manual
fun
928
cars.
stock, did they?
No, hard to find.
You
Well,
know what's funny,
actually,
Doc? I was just looking up the 928s in my area that were 928 S4s, and all of them are manual.
Manual S4. Wow.
well, the other thing is I was looking for one in one of the drier states. I wanted one that was kind of rust-free and all that. So, but I just know that when I was looking them up, I had a hard time finding that. And then I found the 968, and I thought, you know what? I'll go for that.
But
It's
what
a
was the money,
four-cylinder.
Doc? You didn't tell us the money. What was the money?
How much money was it at the time? In
Yes.
2010, they were going for around 25K, 25 to 30K is where I was seeing them.
Oh, that's good. For minty,
But
nice
that's
looking.
2010. But that's 2010.
That's all 2010.
I just looked up right now 928s today, ranging from 10,000 to 100,000, depending on condition. Your
Right, it
average,
depends on condition,
average. My guess is probably going to be around 25. Is what you're going to see most of them listed at.
Really?
Yeah, the ones I seen
Wow.
like around 30K had anywhere from 80 to like 90,000 miles on
Yeah,
them. Though.
yeah.
Well, they almost all have miles on them just
Yeah.
because it's a car from the 80s.
Driving.
I think the last ones were at the early 90s. I want to say the last one was made in 95 or 94 or something.
Yeah, I
like that.
see a 91 here.
I'll be honest, that's a lot of miles though for that car. In my
That's what
opinion, that's a lot of miles. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
And
what-
that's part of the reason that I didn't pull the trigger. I found the car I have
that's a lot of
that's got like
miles.
40,000 miles on it when I bought it.
yeah. You see, that's doable. But
Also, the
100,000
guy
miles
who
on that car, you might need a new engine soon.
the guy who owned my car was single, divorced with no kids, and he wasn't
Let him
kidding
keep the
around.
car.
He would
let him
take
keep the car.
he would take the wheels off every month to wipe the wheel wells down of dirt and grime.
Oh, nice.
He was crazy.
He loved the car.
A
And he
buddy of mine
parted
just
with
He
it.
loved it.
got a really sick older BMW, an 850 CSI coupe with the V12.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would,
Oh, I remember that car. It was pointy in the front.
Yes.
The 850 was pointy in the
Yes,
front.
the
Yes.
pop-up headlight.
yes,
Yeah, the
so sick.
pop-out headlight. It looked
Yeah.
like the 928, actually.
Yo,
It looked a little like the
sickest car,
928.
and he got it with the one he got had all the whole AC Schnitzer package on it, so it has like the whole
He
the
had an
wheels and the
850,
body.
they did them as a V8 and a V12.
Yeah, he
mainly
has the V12.
V12,
Wow.
yes. I think I
But
remember.
you
it
know
was a
what's
V12.
crazy?
Same
It's
engine
not that
that was-
fast. Like I thought it would be like neck snapping
it's
fast,
the
but it's like a
torque.
gentleman's car.
It's the torque.
Yeah.
It-
Yes,
they
that's
use
right.
that same engine in the Rolls Royce. That's what the Rolls Royce uses. That
Oh,
V12.
really?
Oh yeah, no, that's where that engine was amazing. You know, that engine I think they used in McLarens originally
Oh, wow.
before McLaren went to Mercedes.
McLaren's a piece of junk. Don't ever get a McLaren.
Yeah, everyone I know who got him, it's weird. Everyone I know who got a McLaren personally had super problems with it.
It's
But when you
shit.
talk
It's
to
always-
real
it's
car
always a
guys
problem.
that are like really into supercar guys, they say the problem is McLarens need to be driven aggressively, and people try to like daily them or use them as like regular cars, and that's what fucks them up.
No, you can't use it every day. You'll be in the shop every week. You can't use it every
Yeah,
day.
our friend Q was dailying a 720S into the city every single day into Chinatown from Long Island.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
stop and go all day long. Stop and go.
Yes. It was really funny. I got a ride home a couple times with him, and it was just hysterical being in a car like that, like in the middle of the city and gridlock.
And going half a block at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah. It's just like you're in this. It's making all this noise, you know, and it's such an amazing car. And you might as well be in a Sonata.
Exactly.
That's a
right.
weekend car. A weekend, go out. Yeah, it's a weekend car.
Totally.
Second and third car. That's not your one car daily.
No, but that's why I like kind of the cars that, you know, you could kind of double duty.
Yeah.
So how
You
you
gotta
doing?
get you some kids. You gotta get you some kids. How old of a man are you?
I'm on the wrong side of 40. That time's passed. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, though.
I'm on the wrong side of 40. Hey, any side you're on, as long as you're alive, it's the right side. Huh?
Yeah, fair enough.
Exactly right there, Hofmeister. Look, I got to tell you something. It's Hoff. I started the show there. I'm actually looking at streamlining. Okay, streamlining.
Okay.
Look, Hoff. I wanted your advice, and I haven't really gotten good advice from Prophet. Okay. No offense.
That's
find
Hoff.
that
not
hard.
nice.
You probably
That's
just
not
didn't. Let's
nice.
rephrase this. He didn't hear what he wants to hear from Prophet.
That's not
Now-
nice.
Sell non-Rolex. I'll say it again, Arch. Go ahead.
So basically, in with my collection there,
Hey, I
just-
knew we were going back to that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
what I wanted to tell you is I love my watches, but I went a bit stupid. What happened was I had a beautiful collection, and then I really pushed the envelope. I fell in love with too many pieces. Now, please, I got to sell something. Okay, so what I've done is, Hoff, let me tell you,
Okay.
I no longer. The tuner is gone. Okay, let's. This is the collection. These are the watches. Actually, we just got just go through the super chat.
Yeah, we got Patel Philippe.
Patel Philippe, $5. Archie, was the Lamborghini Diablo the Duck's nuts?
Wow,
Rank
the
your top
Lamborghini
5 Lambos of
Diablo.
all time. Show some pic. Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll come back to that. Tommy,
Lamborghini
I'll
remember
pull
for
up
10
some
months?
pics in the meantime for you, Tan.
Laugh out loud.
Lamborghini
Angelic
Diablo.
comment.
Lamborghini
And also-
Countach.
Angelic Slayer, member for 21 months. Ivermectin. There we go. Let me just tell you this. So, just quickly with this, we'll come back to the Lambo talk.
Okay.
My favorite Lamborghini of all time would be a 3500 GT. Okay. That's a 60s Lamborghini, one of the it's the first kind of shapes they had.
Do we all pick one, or how's it
No,
work?
I'm just telling you. He's asked me. I'll give you because I'm going to come back to this.
I
The
see.
second Lamborghini is my favorite. I actually love the Huracan that Tan has. I think that is I prefer that to the Aventador. I actually prefer it.
Those are modern.
The
modern.
second Lamborghini would be a Espada.
Ah, yes, you like a
Fourth
little different.
would be a Urocco, not a Sirocco, a Urocco.
What about the
And
Mira?
Fifth would be the Mirror. Now, let's
Oh,
come
man.
back to that in a minute. I want to talk to Hoff about the collection. So basically, Hoff,
The
Mira's my
Countach,
first
Arch.
choice.
The Countach is not in your top
No.
5. The Countach
No, sorry.
or the Diablo or the Diablo.
Sorry. I apologize. And if I went Contage, I want the periscope version. They had a the early ones had a because they were such a you had no rear view to park.
The
You had a
Countach
like
with that wing, it looked like a fucking spaceship.
no,
Arch,
that
from
was
the
a later
80s.
one. That's a later
It
one.
looked like a spaceship.
I'll
Yeah,
take
that's a later
Mira.
one. But the early ones had a periscope like a submarine. Now let's just clarify here. I want to talk to you, Hoff. The Reverso is gone. That the guy picked it up yesterday. It is out, and it's very sad. I needed the money. Okay, let's
Good
Congratulations.
riddance. Good riddance, Arch. Good riddance.
The
Congratulations.
Tudor
Yes,
was given
congratulations
as a
is
gift.
right.
I gave the Tudor to my son as a gift, early birthday present. Gone.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good. God bless.
Happy birthday.
This is what I have in my collection in my hands because I've got 2 watches that I got to pay to get back. They're pledged as security. Okay.
All right, so we get rid of the first column.
I
So-
see, exactly.
Let's have a look here
Exactly.
now.
Both of those can
right.
go.
All of
We've
those
got
can
the-
go. Where's the Explorer? I thought you had an Explorer.
It's, yeah.
That's in collateral. That's a collateral
It's
loan.
in the bank vault.
Title loan. Title loan, Pontiff, title loan. So a profit title loan. So what I've got is the 2 fuck off is the Bluesy and the World Time.
Yes.
And then I want to have 2 gold chronographs and 2 steel chronographs because that is my thing now is chronographs.
I don't
Get a
blame you
gold
for
Daytona.
that.
Get a gold Daytona, Arch.
They're expensive.
So what?
Now, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm going to get the Speedy back. So I will have the Speedy in the bottom corner and I am going to basically flip the Explorer 2 for a while, Hofmeister. What do you think of that? Is that enough for a while or the question I have is, and I'm running a poll.
Wait, so
at
that
the
would be a
moment.
4-piece with these 3 in the Explorer?
Oh, the poll's not running. Is the poll running? Is there a poll?
I don't know. Let me see.
I'll just double check
I think
that.
there was a poll before at the beginning of the show. There was a poll.
Oh yeah, there. I remember seeing one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Keep the Explorer and flip the top row, Arch. Flip the top
No.
row. Keep the Explorer.
No, flip the first
Now,
column.
the problem is
And
now
keep the Explorer.
when I got the news on my son, I was wearing the Breguet, so I don't want to sell the Breguet. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that first
And
column
The
can go.
JLC, I got to be honest with you. You know what? It's a chunky monkey. It's a profit.
rid of
It's a
that shit.
landlord watch. It's a landlord
It's not
watch.
the
Wait,
landlord watch.
can you
No.
Get
give
rid of
that
that
back
shit,
to Dave and get
That's-
your Explorer out of Hawk if you
That's a
handed that back?
wannabe a landlord watch.
Yeah, this is the landlord watch. Get rid of that GLC, Arch.
That's a wannabe.
I was
Problem
actually
is-
shocked. Profit doesn't like the deep sea gold. I figured that would be a watch he loves.
It's not all gold. Hoff, it has titanium on it. It has
titanium back?
it's not all gold. It's not all gold.
But I think that's to keep the integrity of the depth compression or whatever the hell the depth.
who's
rating.
gonna dive with a
I
$65,000
know, but
watch?
isn't that the novelty of all this shit? It's to know you can.
Nah, we'll see. We'll see how long that watch goes. Nobody wants to steal one, and who's gonna buy that gold?
Well, you
I
know
don't
what? The gold one was on David SW. Remember, OC tried to show us and was laughing how they had it up for 75 grand. It was gone in 2 hours.
Really? I
Yeah.
would like to see who bought that. I would like to see
I gotta tell you
someone
something.
actually
What I'm
closed
trying
on
to do
that.
is Hofmeister 2 fuck off. That's the Bluesy and the World Time.
Mm-hmm.
2 gold chronographs and 2
Yep.
steel chronographs. And that
The world
sets me
time is
going
what? 39? The world is 39? The world time?
39.5 mils profit.
Yeah, so that's the
size.
modern size. Well,
See,
actually,
so-
the brand new one's 40, right?
38 and a half.
Oh, it went smaller in the new one?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, 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 yes.
yes.
So Hoff, I need a bit of relief. I think I'm going to get rid of the I'm going to flick the Explorer in the future.
You're gonna regret it, Arch. You're gonna regret it.
You could sell the
Prophet, if the
JLC
biggest
Chrono.
regrets in my life is selling a few watches, man, I
Yeah,
lived a
you're
good
living
life.
a good life.
You can get rid of the Zenith and get rid of that.
The Zenith is worth nothing. Do you understand? It's not worth. I'll tell you honestly. The Explorer is not much difference to the JLC. I'd rather have the gold JLC. That's a super. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Nah, I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so, Arch. I don't think so. I don't think so.
What do you
I
think?
mean,
Half. This guy's. Prophet,
No,
you're never
I
gonna
got
have
to
an
be honest
argument
with you.
Prophet.
I haven't been the biggest fan of the JLC. I liked your
The
Brigade.
JLC is trying to impersonate an Invicta. Just get rid of it.
No, every person I know, and
Invicta.
I know a few people who have those master compressor JLCs, and they just didn't know enough to get like a bigger Rolex. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just saying, if you're dumping it's almost like you're dumping your Explorer 2 in order to have that JLC.
Correct.
It's not
Correct.
worth it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Just because it's
You're gonna
gold,
regret that, Arch. You're gonna
Yeah.
regret that.
I don't like that because you got your gold chrono in the Brigade. Didn't we find out that was vertical clutch column wheel?
No, it's not.
If you want a gold piece, why don't you get the true ArchieLuxury style flavor? This in gold. This was when you were at your best, Arch. Your hottest.
Yep.
Eric,
We always tell him that, Prophet.
You know what I'm saying, Hoff?
Yes.
2015, 2016,
yes,
when he
yes.
had this
Yes,
was the
yes,
best
yes.
When he was in the
ArchieLuxury
pool,
times.
when he was in the pool, the greatest video of all
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Yes.
We got a super.
Those
Fuck
were my
off.
favorite
Get out of
videos.
my fucking way.
Yeah, I was at the
Prophet.
car lot, and the guy asked me, "What's your budget? What's your budget? Don't you see the solid gold landlord? Fuck you, that's my budget." Arch, fuck that JLC. Get this watch. This is the Archie watch. Get this one. Trust me, you won't never regret it.
You know what's crazy? You might be able to get a Yachtmaster 2 in full yellow gold for even cheaper than the sub.
Oh, that watch is fantastic. It's one of my favorite pieces.
I was looking some. Hold on, let me. So I'm not
That's
quoting the wrong
one of my
prices.
favorite pieces.
I seen one surprisingly cheap on collectors.
Now, I want to say something to you guys, okay? Can I please say something to you? Now, see, I don't want to be railroaded by, look, half. You're right. You know,
Here's the thing,
I'll be-
Arch. Can I say this? Let me say this,
Yes.
Arch? So
Yes.
you want to get a watch, right? That's going to commemorate your son's life. And if you go, you get the JLC. Okay, you'll love it for a very short time. But we all know you're going to flip out of it.
Yep.
So why not get a watch that you're going to love and that you'll keep and commemorate the life and times of your boy? You know, get a solid gold landlord watch that you would never get rid of. And
What about a
you can look down-
Yachtmaster 42 yellow gold on Oyster Flex?
The problem
Those
is,
are
let
under
me tell you
30.
the problem. The problem is, Hofmeister, these things here, okay, so let's have a look at this picture. I can't sell the Speedy because that was a gift, okay,
That's fine.
after the robbery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sell the Bluesy because the Bluesy
No, you can't sell that.
Yeah.
is such a
Bluesy,
cool
you need
watch.
your Bluesy.
I can't,
Big
that was
sword
the watch. I can't sell
That's
the
a
World
never sell.
Time because that's a paddock. I wanted a paddock, Hoff. This is a beautiful paddock to have, right?
And you got a great story with it.
So there's only 3 watches left. I don't want to sell the Breguet because that's the watch I got the bad news. I want to wear that to the funeral. That's going to be
Okay.
as uncomfortable as the thing is. It fucking, I'm going to get a new strap and see if that solves
Yeah,
my
get a
comfort.
bigger strap. Get a bigger strap.
But, okay, that's that there. Then I'm left with 2 left. The
No, you had
Zenith.
3. You said you had 3.
No. Only 2 watches I can sell. Hello?
What's the total money you can get from those
Yeah,
2
it's
watches that
okay.
you sell?
It sounds
yeah,
to
yeah.
me
That's a good
like
question.
for the money he's getting for the Explorer, he could get the same money with the JLC and the Zenith.
That's
So
Hey,
the
let me
JLC and the
finish, let me
Zenith,
finish.
the total money. What's the total money you can get?
No, what I'm trying to say is the only two watches I really want to sell would be the JLC and the Zenith. And I got to tell you
Okay,
honestly,
what's the total money you can get?
the
from them
Zenith
two
isn't
sets?
worth much. The Zenith is probably worth 6 Aussie, and the
Okay.
JLC is probably what I paid for it. So that's probably about 22. That's 15 US. You're not going to get much for 15. It ain't going to buy a solid gold sub.
Okay,
No.
wait a
Bitcoin.
minute. 15 US, 15, and then the Explorer. How much can you get for that?
you said 9 Australian
What's that?
for the Explorer 2. If you were to kick that off as well.
Basically, the Explorer is given as collateral. I got to buy it back and I'll sell it to be able to cover that debt.
How much
okay?
can you
So
get for that?
It's a neutral asset. It's
Oh, I
been
see what you're
played.
saying.
I want to sell it and get rid of the debt. I don't want
Yeah,
to.
that'll get
I
you
see.
flush with Dave if you sell that back to him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Dave's got contacts who offered me a price. It's so low.
Mhm.
I'm going to do it myself. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and they offered a certain price because that's what they said. I said, okay, forget it. I will buy it back and then I will deal with it later. Okay, so I don't have to make a decision. But what I'm trying to say is, if I was to get rid of something, the Zenith, you know what? I really love the Zenith. The Zenith.
I
The
get rid of
Zenith
that shit.
Has an open wound at 10 o'clock.
Get rid
Yeah.
of that shit.
There's
a bullet
You go to
Yeah.
a watch event or you go somewhere and you'll have that on your wrist. You'll be embarrassed. Get rid of that shit.
Prophet, it's like a bed stripper, a booby trap with all the bullet wounds.
Yeah, get rid of that shit, man. You're
But
the
I gotta-
pontiff.
Yeah,
Are we kidding? You're the pontiff. You want to show up somewhere with a commoner watch? Get rid of that shit.
I understand. I understand.
Are you or are you not the pontiff? Are you the pontiff?
Yes.
Get rid of that
Yeah.
shit, Arch.
One of my good friends, the guy that I helped get the Guinness Arch, he calls me and he was like, I just got a call from this one AD at a big mall by us that never has anything decent or never offers anything decent, and they offered him a Batman today.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
one.
take it.
He turned it down because he wanted a Batgirl.
Well, you
What?
can change the straps. That was
Yeah.
dumb.
I know. That's what I told him.
He
You
doesn't
can swap
know.
out the bracelet. That was
No,
dumb.
and then I was like, listen, you could have even made a little money off it. And he just didn't want to deal with it. He
My
was like,
opinion,
no,
the
I want
Jubilee
to
is
prove
better.
that I want to prove to them that I'm not a flipper. I said, in this market, I don't think they give a fuck anymore, to be honest.
In my
with you."
opinion, the Batman on the Jubilee is better. The Batgirl is better. That's my opinion.
And the modern Rolexes, they don't allow you to interchange or exchange.
They don't? Oh, I thought you could.
No, what
It's-
happens
the
is
watch
you can
is set
bring
up
it to
so it won't
Rolex.
fit.
Wait, no, that's
On
not
the modern one? Are you sure, Doc? I'm not sure. I'm
No,
not
you
sure.
can
sure.
swap them out. You can.
Archie's
but what
gonna know
happens
for
is
sure.
They won't sell you the bracelet. You have to bring it into, like the what do they call it? A service center, Rolex service center, and they'll take your old one.
Archie
well-
had said earlier that
Yeah,
he
no,
was
I
And
gonna
I
don't
think
do
they
it.
give you a
I'll
new
be honest
warranty
with you,
card with
I
the.
don't think.
I remember-
think
hold on,
Hoff's
hold
right.
on.
I think Hoff's right. They won't if they have a Batman in the store, they won't just make it into a Batgirl for you, right? They
Oh
won't.
no,
wait a minute.
absolutely not.
Wait a minute.
I thought
That's-
Archie
You
had
can take that
Doc,
Batman to the
Wait a minute.
Rolex service center and
Doc.
tell them you want a Jubilee. You don't
Yeah,
like the
that's
oyster,
probably right.
and then they'll do it.
Yeah,
But
but
they'll
because
they'll
I
take
take
remember
your
the
old bracelet off
previous-
you, but
Wait a
they'll
minute.
take your
Previous,
bracelet off you, Hoff.
the
They will.
first iteration, the previous Batman, you couldn't change the strap. But 2018, I believe, forward, you can swap out the strap.
Oh, they switched it. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
think so. If
But the
I
problem is-
could be
The
mistaken.
problem is you don't want to be buying a bracelet from Rolex Service Center because they're gonna. That's never a good deal. And then what's to say there isn't some mark that we don't know about which makes it a service bracelet instead of an original bracelet? I mean, you know what I mean, Hoff?
Well, you're right. You're right.
So Art, see, I thought you were going to hone in on something that I did after I got a phone with them.
What's that?
I just got him the watch he wanted. He didn't even courtesy ask me if I wanted the Batman that he turned off.
That's so
Ooh,
rude, don't you think?
That
Right?
was rude. That was
Yes. Did you say that?
Should I
to
be
him?
offended by that?
Yes, you
Or am I
should
just
be.
being greedy? Yeah, I didn't want it, but I was
this-
just annoyed he didn't at least offer that.
Is this a record celebrity guy?
No, just a friend of mine, like a neighbor that my
I
wife's
have it.
good
It's a
friends
great
with.
Is this
watch.
the same neighbor who stiffed you on the Tiffany purchase?
No. Different one.
Okay.
I have the
Okay.
Batgirl. I think it's a
I
great
think
watch.
these are bad people. You know, look at the friends around you. I think these are bad
Oh,
people, Huff.
wait, no, I got a bad one for you. Someone
Oh,
calls,
another one.
and this was my sister-in-law's father called me, and he's always buying like gold Breitlings. He never listens, right? You always
Oh,
talk to him,
garbage.
and then he goes
It's a
on
waste of
vacation
money.
to San Martin, and he gambles a lot, so he'll win some money down there, and he just always has to spend it. Or he'll win like Super Bowl boxes and buy like gold Breitlings or Hublots, and then always talk about how the discount he got. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's the discount you got at the store. Now try to sell it back to them, and I guarantee you they're going to get it back at an even bigger discount.
They're going to get a discount. They're going to be getting it.
Right.
The guy on the other end of that sale is going to get a big discount.
So he called me, and I was like, I wonder what he wants. So he puts me on the phone with one of his friends, and he was like, hey, you have friends at the Rolex AD, right? You can help. I have a friend here who wants something. I was like, all right, as long as it's nothing crazy, because so many times you introduce people there and then they go and ask for like a Daytona as their first watch, or like a Pepsi or something. And guess what it was?
How did you know? How did you know?
A blue Sky Dweller he wanted. And I was like, listen, you're not going to get that, just walking in, but
Blue
I can help.
Sky Dweller, steel or rose
steel.
gold?
Steel. Rose gold's even harder than the steel almost. And I got to say, I have a friend who has one, and that is one impressive fucking watch, because that blue is a blue green. It's not the same blue as on the stainless.
Yes.
It looks beautiful. And it's that rose gold just really blings nicely.
I would say that the steel and blue is probably harder though, because more people are after it. More people are after that watch because of the price point.
See, you can get that now. Okay, so I called up our friend Richie at Collectors, right?
Yeah.
So he told me he just sold a brand new 2024 April Blue Sky Dweller on Jubilee for $24.
Wow.
Not
What's
a
the
bad
retail
deal.
on that? 16, 17?
Yeah, the retail's probably like 17 out the door.
Yeah.
By the time you factor in tax. But I mean, that used to be a 40 grand watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're hard to get. The steel and blue is hard to get.
So he didn't like the idea of paying over retail. And I told him, well, we could get you one cheaper if you don't just get a brand new one. You can get one that's like a couple years older that's still in great condition. No one's going to know. And he wasn't hearing it. So I know that one's going to be a thorn in my side for quite some time.
He's sounds like
in
he'd be
for-
like your father's age.
He's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
for a long way.
You know what it is? These guys, imagine a Gold's Gym in Howard Beach, Queens.
Okay.
What's milling around there? Old, like, retired gangsters that are going working out 9 a.m. every morning.
Yeah.
Howard Beach.
And you can't
That's
tell
the
them
crowd.
anything, though.
Yeah.
That's my point. They know more than you know. Come
Yes.
on.
That used to be Italian stronghold. Howard Beach.
He's calling
Oh,
you a
It
kid.
still is, Prophet. It
He's
still
calling
is.
you a kid, probably.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, kid. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. There actually is in that gym a retired police officer who has an amazing watch collection. An old NYPD detective.
That's cool.
He has like Richard Mills and shit.
Wow.
Fuck Richard Mill.
I have
That's the
to say,
tulip.
I'm not
That's
really
the
into
tulip
that.
watch. I promise you. That watch will fall
I
from grace.
pray they tank. I pray they tank because I would love to own one.
Really?
You like Richard Mill?
If I had the money, I would. Yeah, absolutely.
That's so weird.
Really?
When I tried it on, it didn't do anything for me. Almost like it did less than nothing for me. I just was like, oh, okay.
You know what it is? When I went to the boutique with Tan and Fella, the boutique manager, for whatever reason, just took a shine to me and then was ignoring them. and then I started talking to him, and then he actually knew the CEO of my company was a longtime client of his, and he ran upstairs and got one of his watches that were coming back from service, and he let me try it on and then brought down some other ones. And the one thing that blew my mind is, and I don't know if it was just the models he was showing, do you realize the straps on the back, like the, what do you call it, the clasps? They're actually magnetic.
Ah.
And I never could figure out at all these F1 events how these Richard Milles are getting robbed so much that people are just walking by and slipping them right on the wrist and no one realized.
Yeah,
That's exactly why.
My buddy's got an RM11. That's a Richard Mille 11, like a big fancy one.
That's the OG.
And I tried it on, and I'll be honest with you, man, it feels like a Casio. It feels plastic to me. It feels rubber.
Yes,
the strap. I don't like it.
I got a super chat. Patel Philippe, $5. Profit when you put on that Loch Ness Monster Deep Sea and show up to Encore Beach Club in Vegas, or the Playboy bunnies hop into your private pool.
Vegas. I don't like Vegas, but hey.
Do you gamble, Profit? You take a spin?
No. I'm terrible at it, so I don't do it.
Me too. I don't like it either.
It's not for me. I mean,
like, I enjoy a little sports betting here and there.
Guys can make money doing it, but it's not for me.
No, fair enough. You got to know your limit. I must admit, I'm not much of a. I don't gamble myself either. I don't have enough money to waste, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, whatever.
Yeah.
But
my thing on gambling is you go in, you say, okay, let's say I'm going with $500 or $1,000, whatever, and I'm just gonna have fun for a couple of hours, win or lose, and then I'll leave. Because then you're trying to chase what you down. Oh, I just want to get back to even, and then it can get very nasty.
Hofmeister.
Yeah. So before you had to go, so we were talking, and you said you have 15 coming out of the Zenith and the JLC master compressor, right?
Yes.
And what are you thinking to do with that 15? Pay off consumer debt, or
I think those two are probably better to keep. Keep those two. Just stay with them. Don't sell them.
Nah.
Get rid of those.
Filler, Arch.
Filler.
Those are embarrassing.
Right. Get rid of those, Art. You don't want to turn up at an event wearing that shit. You're the pontiff. Get rid of that.
Thank
Arch.
you. There we go. We've heard from the guys today. Let's get back to.
He doesn't like my advice either, Prophet.
He was trying
when you say what he doesn't want to hear, let's change the subject.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to have a look here and see these Lamborghinis. Are you a bit of a Lamborghini fan, aren't you?
Oh, we're back to car talk. Okay, we can do that.
You know my favorite Lamborghini? Well, only one I've really been driven in really quickly and impressed one is the Murcielago in LA one time.
Murcielago.
Yeah.
Those were classics.
I'm going to bring up
Countach, Diablo, and Murcielago.
My favorite Lamborghini of all time, if I could have one. Here we go.
If I ever was going to buy one, I'd want a Gallardo. Not too complicated.
It's a 350.
They're like the entry
350 GT, not 35. 350 GT.
So you like
Gallardo,
the ones where
I think those are inexpensive. Gallardo.
Look at the lines on this baby. Look at those lines there. Aren't they beautiful?
You like the one where a car collector would say, "I've never heard of this."
Yeah, exactly. I like the ones that depreciate the most. No, you know what it is? Because I just like the cars that have like a meaningful point in my life. Like the Murcielago, I'll never forget that ride that I got into.
What happened? Tell us the Lamborghini story.
So someone picked me up at Hotel Roosevelt and drove me to their house in the Hollywood Hills, and it was just like literally you thought you were going to die. They were driving so fast up the roads. And
you were at a Diddy party. Hoff, you were at a Diddy party.
No,
you were at a
don't start that. Don't start that
you
again.
You're gonna have knock party. On Hoff here. Was on a Diddy party.
You're gonna have knock on here. Get me into trouble. And then the Lamborghini Gallardos actually used to be in Audi dealerships.
You're on the videotapes, Hoff. Are you on the videotapes?
No, I went upstairs. I stayed out of the house.
You stayed out of the house. You got to leave half hour before the devil gets there.
The next Lamborghini I like is the SUV one. You know, sorry, this is so. Firstly, let's get back to the
The
Countach.
Urus?
Talking Countach,
Oh,
this
look
is
at the
the best
Countach.
Lamborghini. These are the Periscope cars. Are you a fan of the Periscope cars, Hoff?
Yeah, no, amazing. Because then you could actually fucking
amazing
see
car.
above, like, think about how low they are trying to drive with modern cars on the road.
Exactly, amazing.
You need a Periscope.
And I mean, exactly.
Look at that white one. Look at that white one. Look at that white one. Look at the big wing on the back. That's a spaceship.
It's like
That's
Mikey's
a
whale
fucking
tail.
spaceship.
So this is the SUV one. Have you been in these SUV ones, Hofmeister?
I don't like them.
I haven't been in one, but literally it's the same exact car.
It's an Audi
It's
Q8.
95% the same car as an RSQ, and you can get an RSQ half the price.
Yeah, it's a Q8. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And what
I've been in one and it's okay.
It's double the money.
And if you ask me, I think the RSQ8 sounds better.
Have you driven one of these, Hoff?
I drove an RSQ8 last week.
Okay.
There's one for sale by me in yellow, just like that.
A friend of a friend has one, so I've been in it. But
what did you think?
You know,
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything super special.
You see a lot of housewives driving them in rich areas.
Actually, is a female that owned it.
Yeah.
A friend of a friend. He has a friend who's female, and the husband got it for her or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just like a status symbol thing for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, I was sitting in the front seat, so, I mean, I'm assuming that's a little nicer than the back seat, but I mean, I thought it was okay. Nothing super special.
Nothing super special.
It didn't seem to. It didn't seem to drive. You know, it didn't seem to drive. I've driven a Macan as an example. I think the Macan seemed to drive better than this. The Porsche.
The Macan drives actually really well.
Yeah,
so much better than the Cayenne.
People take the Macans on the racetrack all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trackable cars.
But for a Lamborghini, I was expecting it to be, you know, like if Porsche builds an SUV, it's a Macan. I was expecting, okay, Lamborghini, it's going to be, you know, kind of fast and nice and all that. And no, it just seemed like, for all I would have known if I'd closed my eyes, I might have thought it was a Ford.
Yeah, Hyundai.
Just from the, you know, just from the front seat passenger standpoint.
Trying to find.
And maybe they have engine options, and maybe she got the smaller engine since she probably.
No, there's only one engine.
Okay, well then it's not special.
Well, you know what it is, Doc? There's modes. So if she didn't have like the sport mode engaged,
she's probably not the type to put it in sport mode. I'll give you that.
Damn, I don't know why every picture I'm searching just keeps showing me YouTube videos.
Do you what do you think of the Jalpa? Have any of you guys been in a Lamborghini Jalpa?
No, I've never even heard of it.
This was the economy car in the 80s.
Really?
Well, I mean, is there such a thing as a Lamborghini?
Oh,
economy?
you know what Lambo would be amazing? That Hummer-sized Lambo.
Yes.
That Arnold Schwarzenegger used to drive around Hollywood?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly it there. They this is the LM2, it's called. LM.
Yes.
Let's have a look at that. These were chunky monkeys. They had the V12 out of the Diablo in them.
Now that's a superhero's car.
There you go.
What do you think
we're
of that?
talking. Now you're right up there with that Mercedes with the dual rear axles, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you're on the same level, Mercedes and or even above it. You know.
Absolutely
Even though
crazy cars there.
the
It's
double axle G-Wagon is.
but
Isn't
I
it
got to
like a
tell you, my
million
You mean
favorite.
the 6x6, Mikey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
I
that
think- I think-
Lambo that was just pictured. They're like $1 million.
Yeah.
This is probably the coolest Lamborghini ever done. The Espada, no?
Yeah.
Although
Not necessarily valuable, like
It's
a
a
Miura
l-
and that, but
it's a little bit back heavy.
It reminds me of Mikey's Pantera.
Pantera, wow.
I'm going to say
Mikey had a
Pantera.
Pantera. He bought it from the president.
I'm going to say a Pantera is nicer than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather have the Pantera.
Yeah, well,
it has like a
Pantera-
Pantera body. It has a Pantera body.
You know,
Pantera
okay.
is a mid-engine car. This is a front-engine car.
And what's the what was the drivetrain in your famous? You got to redo the famous Pantera video clip. Oh, should we play that for profit? Do you still have that in there?
Play it,
Well,
play it.
let me.
Hold on.
One thing about Panteras is in the later models, you'll see a lot of them with a big giant wing in the back, and those were Countach wings. It was very popular
Yeah.
to take a real, not a fake, a real Lamborghini Countach wing and put it on the back of your Pantera. And so half the pictures you see of Panteras that have a big giant delta-shaped wing on the back of them, that's a Countach wing. It just was the thing to do back then.
I'm trying to find the Mookie Clips channel. Here we go.
I'd probably want to substitute a Countach for this car.
Mm-hmm.
On my list, I mean. If I was making a list, I'd probably.
I'm with you, Doc.
You'd probably get more money out of this one, but the Countach, you know, more radical.
Well, just in terms of aesthetic, I just like the design of a Countach over this. I think, you know, this is nice, but proportionate-wise, it's just a little back heavy.
Well,
after that,
back when Lambo was making cars like this, the Miura, I think, is probably.
Well, the Miura is my first choice.
That's like one of the most beautiful, you know, full-bodied cars. I think one of the most beautiful ever designed.
Yeah, the Miura would be the top of my list, but
then
this
Lambo,
car is very chunky from the B pillar and rearward. It's just a little too chunky for me.
Yeah, no, it is a little awkward.
Archie, I put the link to the video in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna pull up my old video in the white
The
car?
Mookie montage he did in your honor.
Okay.
That's for Car Talk.
Ah, very nice. That's what's good about Doc. He has all these custom Avis he whips up. He's the only graphic designer I know with a PhD.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. I just have fun with it.
Yeah, no, you're good at it.
Yeah, people give me too much shit about it. Oh, Pantera. Yeah. Pantera is not to be discussed. That's off limits topic.
We'll have to get you on the show to talk Pantera. Mike's an interesting guy because he was an ex-racer.
This is the origin story of Mike the Snake,
Pantera.
Prophet.
I don't know why he's got some really primitive equipment. I want to get Mike the Snake on to talk cars. Let's just see if we can hear him. Oh, it's terrible static, Mike.
I sent you an email, Archie.
Day and night I get these emails.
This is the guy who had the Pantera. Mike the Snake. Mike the Snake. Mike the Snake. You had a Pantera, didn't you?
What is that?
Oh, I did. Yes.
He used to race
I love your race car.
Pantera.
You had a Pantera, Mike?
Yes, I did. Wow. Sent you a bunch of pictures of my Pantera.
Had a De Tomaso Pantera. De Tomaso.
De Tomaso.
De Tomaso. De Tomaso. De Tomaso. De Tomaso. Pantera. 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 Pantera.
Pantera.
Fuck, I love them.
Yeah.
Did you like Pantera?
My favorite car is a Pantera.
Amazing car. Pantera.
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 My Pantera?
Yes.
That looks like my old white Pantera right there. It's an Italian supercar.
Fucking Italian car, mid-engine Ford V8, low center of gravity.
It had 650 horsepower.
Ford V8 engine in an Italian supercar.
The same transaxle, famous ZF gearbox, same exact transmission. It's a beautiful car. They're awesome. In 1972,
I love the Pantera.
What's a Pantera? A guitar, a watch?
they were the fastest car in the world that I know of.
love
You know, they
that.
only made
That's
about
my favorite.
1,500 total that I know of.
That's how my.
You
I
had a
love when you
Pantera?
qualify.
He owned a Pantera,
And I drove the Pantera on track
and he crashed
many times.
and died in the car.
Hey! It was set up for racing.
What does a Pantera go for these days?
Like the average mean average, maybe $15. You have to hunt around for a bit, but you can find them. If I had $1 million, I would go buy a fucking Porsche 911. They're timeless.
The Pantera's gone. Buoyant
See,
down in the
Mikey,
Californian
you
fire.
got your dream.
Dying in the
You got your
Pantera.
Porsche.
Assad burned the Pantera.
Fuck. Why do you blame me for everything?
Yes, you lost in the California fire.
You burned the Pantera.
Yeah. Satan took it back.
You have many accidents.
Tell me this, Snake. That was lost in the fire?
It was. Yeah. The Pantera never burned. I forgot. No, the Pantera did not burn.
Now you understand what kind of pain I am going through, Mike?
He doesn't even have that fucking Pantera, Bear.
It's ridiculous. I sold it. My stories are true.
Is Mike fake your caddy faster than his fake Pantera?
Pantera is my favorite car in the whole world. I want my Pantera back.
Do you miss it?
Oh yeah. I bought it
See,
off
there
the
was
president.
Mike's white
Mike got
Pantera.
rabies when he got bit by his Pantera.
Fuck, that's kind of serious, isn't it?
Yeah. That's my favorite
Yeah.
car of all time. I know. I mean, I want my shit back. Mark my word, I will own another. The induction system is fuel injected. It's just gotten to the point where it's like, why? Elvis had a Pantera and it wouldn't start and he shot it. Why do I?
Holy shit.
The editing.
That is what perfection is. Mookie has a program. Who's Mookie?
He helps watch Nicholas on Watch Nicholas's channel.
Who's Mookie? Okay, got you.
We could kill it.
Great bit, Archie.
GMT catches a little shrapnel.
Guys, it's been a fabulous show today. I want to thank everyone who's come on here.
Arch, can you imagine you even went overtime today?
Hey, I got to wrap her up, but I want to thank everyone who super chatted. Your super chats are greatly appreciated.
Don't forget to upvote, everybody.
It's
Let's go
dinner
through the
time,
list.
fellas. It's dinner time.
Yes.
OG Baby Girl, Patel Philippe, Apes, JB, Apes, Patel Philippe, Trading Profits, not to be confused with Profits himself there. Patel Philippe, Little Dave, Patel Philippe's ABC, Mobster, Patel Philippe, Strider, GMT, The Watch Hangout, P Clan, Muhammad Ali, Patel Philippe, Little Dave, Frank V, Will Money, Mobster, Phoenician Cedar, Patel Philippe, Tommy, Angelic Slayer, Patel Philippe. Guys, that's the show for today. A big thank you to Prophet for coming on. The Zeal,
Thank you, fellas.
Mark
Thank you.
Goldberg, who's Stardust, Mike the Snake, always, Hoffmeister, and Doc. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. We'll have a show tomorrow. And
and
guys,
Arch, if you didn't check out, you should see the show the guys put on last night on the Dungeon. The politics show was amazing. George Varhees even jumped on. A lot of guys got involved.
Amazing news. Guys, we'll be back.
Thanks
Prophet,
for having me, Arch.
I had
Thank you,
the
guys.
advice, stick with Rolex. Now, we will talk about it.
Yeah, give me a shout later.
Omega's good too.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
See
Thank
you,
you,
Arch.
Arch. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye, fellas.
Bye, Hoff.
Later.
See you, man.
Later, Mikey.
Guys.
Good night.